Sorry, I was eating peanut butter after salmon. Yeah, yeah.
Welcome,
Tongue to the
everyone.
lips, lips to the tongue. Tongue to the lips.
On the tip of the tongue.
Sorry, everyone. Go ahead, Jake. Take us there.
Well, I mean, welcome to Toon Talk. You've already heard the banter, but if you're a fan of the show, you're used to it by now. In fact, you probably come for it. That came out wrong. I mean,
That's
maybe
what
you
she said.
do. Maybe you do. ASMR is a thing, and more than I thought.
That you cannot not say the full length of what we're talking about. We cannot just do just initials, bro. That's
I
so
okay,
crazy.
okay, this is somewhat embarrassing. I actually don't know what ASMR fully stands for.
Audio, semantics, modern resonance. And that's what the I don't know what I know what it is, obviously,
I know,
but
yeah, I know what it is, but
I'm pretty sure that the A is audio.
oh yeah, I'm sure. But I tell you what, we're gonna learn something, internet. So guess what? You guys don't have to out yourselves.
You got it good because I don't want to lose this website.
Oh, okay. You were wrong.
Really, you thought I was wrong? Of course,
No,
I made it up, but what is it?
ASMR is autonomous sensory meridian response. Is a tingling sensation that usually begins on the scalp and moves down the back of the neck to the upper spine.
What?
That's I think we're talking about two different things.
No, just put that and put Urban Dictionary.
There you go. Yeah. Or here we go. Vox. Vox is
Uh,
nice and liberal. So what is ASMR? Oh no, that is it's certain sounds that are trying to elicit that tingling response for people. Huh. Others say the feeling is deeply relaxing and can cause them to fall asleep. So no,
okay.
it actually so it has to do with audio, but the A does not stand for audio. So you learn all kinds of stuff here on Toon Talk, like how you will die if you go into the past.
Yeah. Let's not go into that. It's pretty clear that I'm super awesome, dude. I called three friends. Barney Stinson. He thinks I can die because I'm awesome.
Barney Stinson also
I
thought that
called Thomas
Brodus.
Magnum. I called Magnum. He told me that I can die because I'm awesome. I talked to Book Rogers, my oldest friend. I don't know, you know who Book Rogers is? But he told me, you wouldn't die because you're awesome. And
He
then I
doesn't know.
talked to
He went to the
Maximus.
future.
I mean, time travel is time travel, okay?
Okay, dude,
Okay?
Maximus died
Okay?
in ancient Rome. You don't
Okay?
stand a chance.
Okay? Okay. Jesus
Just,
Christ with you.
just okay.
Okay. Now, let's be clear. If I go to any area in the past that is not the Cenozoic or the Ace of Age, I
Okay,
will
okay,
survive at least 24 hours,
okay. No,
48 hours.
but you do bring up a good point. We are the parameters of the exercise are any time in recorded human history to 1900. Those are our let's say 1899 because 1900
I
is the
think I'll be in more danger because of my personality in the 80s for overdose than other reasons. But before we jump into the show today, I want to share something with you. Today I record the fourth song of the new album from Again and Forever, and it was well.
even though we don't
You
do that
remember?
anymore.
You're yeah. Okay, let's get that back. Okay, let's get back that again.
Okay, I'll have to
Okay,
get I'll get a soundboard. We'll make it happen. I need to get one anyway, so
I
that
got one soundboard. I just sent you mine, and you know how to connect it. But
oh,
anyway,
Speaking of ASMR, you hear
Remember,
that?
remember, Rachel from Belena?
Yeah.
So I invited her to the recording session with my drummer from this amazing app, Musicverse. I pay a membership and I got access to the best musicians in the world. When I tell you best musicians, I show them, and I want to share this with you because I want, and we will tag Horatio, the drummer, better known as Fee. Anyway, so Horatio, this is his process. I send him the song. He listens to the song once, put the click. He makes his markers, verse, chorus. Let's say 8 minutes. Then he goes and play the songs one. Then he's like, "You like it?" I go like, "Yeah." Like, "I like it. Let's do it again." Oh, I got it now. And from the third talk, the song is perfectly played. I know I uploaded it. I'm pretty sure you saw it. I uploaded in Again and Forever a little thing. That's the real time, people. He record a complicated song in 20 minutes.
But
For the
that's
people,
yeah, but that's a master musician.
yeah, but and he understands polyrhythms. I remember the first time we worked together, I told him, you know what? He released himself. And you know, I'm not gonna tell the names of the songs, but you know, right? So he let himself go. And told me, "You like it?" I go like, "You really remind me one of my favorite drummers ever. Probably my favorite drummer ever. He passed. I'm being so nice with him, right? Maybe you know him. His name was Rev, and he goes like the Rev Sullivan from Avenged Sevenfold." I go like, "Thank you," because he understood everything. Next song, I'm doing polyrhythms. For the people that don't understand, they're really complicated. And he told me, I said, "You like it? The snare doesn't have to be in the two and the four. You got to put in the one and the three." And he's like, "Yeah, like Meshuga." I started, I wanted to jump in and go and hug him and say,
He's like,
"Thank
"Oh
you."
my God, you understand music."
Yeah, it's like, it's complicated because, and I noticed something that I'm going to say here. I forgive Ego and I forgive Sese because it wasn't that they wouldn't wanted to follow my lead. They just can't understand the music that I'm doing. The lack of ability to play polyrhythms is, yeah, I'm not judging them. It's really complicated. It's really complicated. Anyway, the album is going great. The management is going great. The same My same manager signed Valena, and hello everyone in Valena. So his drummer Animal, of course Rachel in the voice, and Valentin in the guitar. Welcome to the family. And we signed another band called Your Own Medicine. Really good. I like the name. I like the name.
Yeah, I like
And
that a lot.
it's going well.
Yeah. So for
It's going well.
speaking,
So
but
if
speaking of
you
A,
guys, sorry, if you guys know any two bands, we have two spaces open. So if you guys know any band, put it in the comments. Contact us in every social media. You can contact Jake. You can contact me. Whatever you want. If you play rock, let's just be clear. That's what this management company is. It's called Once.
are we bringing back rock and roll, please?
Oh, in a different way. I mean,
Hey, I mean,
Valena had it covered.
yeah, yeah. Fall Out Boy tried. I'll give credit where credit's due. They tried real hard.
They try, and there's band that they try, but they went to the indie area and
I mean, I like a lot. I was actually pleasantly surprised because I've always begrudgingly either been indifferent to Fall Out Boy or begrudgingly liked the song. But I don't think it's their latest album. It's the one that had my songs know what you did in the dark in it, but that's not the only good song on the album. That's just that was their big one. Um, very good album. As someone who tries to not like Fall Out Boy, very good album.
there's other band that tried to bring rock back, but then they start doing their thing and this beautiful what is the name? I wish go back in time with the
Uh,
good old
yeah,
friends.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Who?
Because there's parts in those songs that actually is like rock, but something that they brought was really good because one song they do rock, the indie, and then they do reggae, right?
Mm.
Best of my life. That's
Which
right.
I dig it. I dig it. It has its
I
place.
appreciate it.
Yeah, but it's not like resurrecting raw, you know.
I know, but that's what we have: Avenged Sevenfold, Bad Omen, Dawn Tree,
And hey man,
Against and
I know
Forever.
and I
Right.
know it's sort of cliche at this point, but give credit where credit's due. Disturbed's been carrying that banner for decades, man.
Who?
Disturbed?
Yeah, Disturbed. I mean, Disturbed is being carrying, but you know what got happened with Disturbed for a reason? They are mainstream in their niche.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. Well, for a while they were mainstream, period. But then rock started to
And
descend.
I mean, to be honest with you, I think that the people that are pushing the most rock is Hailstorm and the top Avenged Sevenfold.
Which I like. I like Hailstrom. Avenged Sevenfold. It's not that I dislike Avenged Sevenfold. It's just a lot of their songs I just didn't get into. There's some that I did hardcore, like This Means War. Oh my God. I'm like,
I would highly recommend you to go to the album Bad County.
I, which album?
Well, it's City of Evil. The name of
Oh,
the
okay.
album is City of Evil.
Okay.
Then the other one, the White Album, right, is probably my favorite one because he the Rev changed the way of playing drums.
Okay. Okay. Because I know Hail to the King, which I believe this means war,
Yeah,
or this is war is on.
yeah, that album is the last one that he pre-produced and he passed. So some
Mm,
of the tracks are played for them, some of them are played by Mike Portnoy. It's
gotcha.
amazing, but Mike Portnoy is a machine.
Yeah,
And
100%.
and the rep was pure feeling with perfect metrics. And I know it probably is stretching a lot, and I know this is not a musical podcast, but the way that the rep transform music, that's what we have a Lobo Estepario, believe it or not. That's what we have because usually a drummer learns the first thing that a drummer learns how to play is the hi-hats and the snare with the kick. And rarely the rev use the hi-hats. Rarely he uses it with the feet, with the foot. But he's like moving it. There's a in the album, I don't remember, but the white one is there's a documentary, and the way that he plays is brutal. And he was a great composer. And of course, I'm not talking bad about my favorite band, but I personally I like Avenged Sevenfold a little more. Right, the new album is a masterpiece that if you are not into evolution of rock, you will not like or you will not understand. It's a really master. If we were in the 70s, Bill, are you ready to shoot myself in the foot for the fans? If we were in the 70s, it would be the Dark Side of the Moon. That's how elaborate and advances for their era. I know it's not that it's a good or a bad album. It's 20 years in front of us, that album.
You think Dark Side of the Moon was 20 years ahead of its time?
Probably 35, but yeah.
Really? I don't know. Well, okay, let
In
me
the
back up.
execution, in
Okay,
the
yeah,
songs, not
I
in
was
the
gonna
sound.
say, yeah, I was gonna
The
say that
sound
doesn't,
changed.
yeah, I was gonna say that doesn't necessarily mean it's avant-garde. So that was my bad. Because I was like, no, that was popular, but just because it's ahead of its time doesn't mean it's not popular. You're right.
Yeah. So
That's my
another
B.
band that another band that I adore. Listen, I just don't like. I adore. All right,
The
Greta Van
Doors.
Fleet. No,
Oh,
Greta
really?
Van Fleet.
Yeah.
Greta Van Fleet. You're listening to Led Zeppelin again, and their new album is so experimental and so full of different genres without leaving the essence of rock. That is really interesting for other people that don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Well, stop listening to Britney Spears or Britney Houston. They're all dead, right? Britney's dead?
No, Brittany's not dead.
I don't know. I wanted to say Camila Cabello or some shit like. I just listen to rock, man. I don't listen to other things anymore. You know what a cover I'm trying to do, but it's really hard. If you guys know how to do polyrhythms and you want to help me out, I'm trying to do a polyrhythm version in a progressive metal of Don't Stop Believing by Journey.
Ooh,
So hard, man.
yeah, but that could be amazing.
or a piece of crap.
Yeah, there's not really an in between.
Yeah,
So
but that's the good thing about this album. I'm taking all the risks that I never took, and
so
it's really amazing.
fun fact, and I have a link I can send you later. But speaking of metal covers, there's a guy I know. He used to go by just Leo. I know they changed the name of his
I know
YouTube.
Leo Moratti. Leo Moratti. He does really good adaptations. Yeah,
Dude, his metal cover of Let It Go from Frozen, it shouldn't work.
it works.
Dude, it works so freaking well. I remember I was at the
Kudos to
gym.
Leo.
I,
Yeah,
Leo, if I could ever speak to you, because also he has a kick-ass cover of Danger Zone too.
many things, many good
You didn't
covers.
think Danger Zone could be any more awesome until you hear Leo's version. It's just incredible.
He's
I
really good. I he works in a studio called Frogs Studio.
Yes, that's what they
Yeah,
changed
I
the
know
YouTube
exactly what
channel
you're
name to.
talking about. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then he's amazing, bro.
Does he have time? Is he on? Why is he not on? He needs to be on. I got to talk to this dude.
Let me call him. You know that I'm
Y-
pretending because this is
Yes, I
my
know
iPad,
because
right?
you hit
I'm
one
streaming
button.
from my phone right now. Well, it's I went to the future and buy this. I'm sorry if in fucking Indiana they don't know how one button it reads my
It reads
pulse.
okay, okay. Yeah, it's the you got the Neuralink,
I know,
which
but
actually
I but
that's actually a really nice segue into what we're supposed to be talking about.
yeah.
So we might as well start with the Matrix.
Yes, but before we jump into that, I went to put the Neuralink. The surgeon was drunk. Sadly, he put it in my right nut. So every time I get an erection, the TV turns on and off. It's really annoying because the other day I wanted to pee and the air fryer started cooking. You know how hard it is? The other day I farted, right? And I'm thinking, at least it's not in my butt. But then I farted, something vibrates, right? And the car turns on. What the hell is wrong with that?
Well, that's I suppose that's why they have malpractice insurance, but I mean it's a
I know
bio implant, so it's not like they can just take it out. Like it's in there now.
it's in there forever. And I know I went to the cheap version, the Chinese version, put it by an Indian doctor. And when he told me, you want it in the head. Basically, what we're doing is we put it in the head. I say, yeah, sure. Stupid ass will put it in that head. Can you believe that? By the way, if the Zoom turns off, it's because you look really sexy today, Jake. Anyway, moving on from my sexual jokes that, you know what? I stopped doing it, but I'm back. I never stopped, but you know what I mean.
No, you should never stop.
Yeah, that's what she said. Sorry. Anyway, today, people, we're gonna talk about it. You saw the beginning that I never watched because my amazing co-host and boss that he hates that I call him boss
I'm
is
not a boss. I'm a collaborator.
ah, you're a boss bitch. Ugh, stop it.
Realize that
Anyway,
was probably
uh,
the wrong gesture to throw out.
yeah. Next time somebody says that, you look at me straight. Let's practice. Are you ready? Look at me straight. No,
Oh,
angry.
sorry.
I'm not a boss bitch.
I feel like Butters from.
Oh, I'm not a boss, bitch. I'm awful mad.
Anyway, so welcome to Toon Talk 2.0 again. We're gonna talk about the trilogies that made us, the trilogies that they stay with us, the trilogies that make us become who we are, and they generate so much attention in every aspect of the world and in every situation that it made us uh, watch more movies and adore movies.
It made us this, so you can blame
Yeah.
these movies.
Sorry, I need to adjust the Eurolink. Can you see it? Great.
I shouldn't be able to see your hand if you're adjusting the Neuralink.
Yeah, but this is a screwdriver. So
Does your Neuralink move?
yeah. You don't understand that this Eurolink was in my brain, not like I say, and it expands because I went to the future, talked to Tony Stark in another dimension. So let's just forget about it. Let's go
That's
back to the Matrix.
that's not a Neuralink. That's the board.
Oh shit! I need to start reading the instructions
So
really
so
and
so
the
so
context.
so now when you get now when you get an erection, it goes resistance is futile. You will be assimilated.
That's funny. So, you mentioned a great trilogy that I want to invite the people. You mentioned it already. How old were you when the?
That's a good question. It came out in 1999, correct? So I would have
Come on, should
been
be. Come on, should. If I fall, actually, manage it because this chair is weird. Anyway, um,
1999. So I would have been, depending on the time of year, 11 or 12. No,
so I
12 or
was a little
13.
older. So I was a little older. If you're, so I was already having fun in a different matters. So, but the most impressive about that, and I don't know if you remember this, in everywhere in the world they start putting commercials and billboards says just the binaural code, and it says what is the Matrix. That's it, man. Nobody knew what the Matrix was. Obviously, social media was in Pampers, right? Uh, so it was really, yeah. I sound
The
really old when I
internet,
said in
I mean,
Pampers.
not even social media, the internet was still kind of, I mean, like the internet was around, but it was not
Yeah,
like
it
all
was
you
just for
kids.
private use of colleges. It was. I remember.
No, by then, I mean, there were sites, but that was like back in the GeoCities days, and
Really?
yeah,
I mean, I believe you.
I don't even think Google was.
No, 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 no,
No.
no, no. I remember to watch internet work like that for the first time. I was a kid, and my friend. I probably was 16 when the Matrix come out, 17 tops. And my friend Raimundo, that he was dating my cousin, he was older than every one of us, and he was the dungeon master always for playing Dungeons and Dragons, right? And he was studying what will be MIT, but from Mexico, right? And I went to his house because we're gonna watch something. But when I say I went to his house, probably I was younger because he picked me up because I couldn't drive. And I remember that he's like, "Oh wait, I gotta talk to a friend of the school," and he was texting with the
Oh, Instant
guy.
Messenger. Yeah.
No, way before it was a private server from MIT.
Oh.
So I'm
Oh,
talking
okay,
about
okay.
it was a private server that it was how everything started. That everybody have seen the movie from Facebook, right? So that's how Facebook started. It was a community thing. But anyway, the Matrix. Please go ahead.
How do you know this is real?
I really don't know, bro.
Is that really air you're breathing?
You know what?
Those of you at home,
I'm
don't try
really
that experiment. It is actually air you're breathing. You will lose consciousness. Fortunately, your brain is
um
so fantastical that if you pass out from just holding your breath, you'll start breathing again.
yeah, it's like when you try to drown yourself, if you don't have
You'll
a weight
just
that pulls you down, you just survival mode starts. But I got a problem. I was in my house. I saw Morpheus, but the asshole didn't know that I was dyslexic. So I told him, "You want the pill on the right hand or the left?" I was like, "Ah, dyslexic."
like, ooh, blue.
Yeah, it looks cool. That was funny.
I don't like red.
Yes,
It's cinnamon flavored.
I actually can see colors. Do it. And Murphy's like, "Really, you want that?" He's like, "Yeah, sure, dude. No, 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 don't take that." That'll be funny. Nobody done a chicken robot from the Matrix? I'm pretty
Robot
sure it
chicken?
exists.
Oh yeah,
Have you
I'm
seen that
sure.
show?
Yeah, robot chicken. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I say chicken robot, right? Instead of robot chicken.
I know what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
yeah, but I always do that with that show
But yeah,
and with many other things.
The Matrix is an example of a trilogy where it probably shouldn't have been a trilogy. I know it's a hot take, but it's the first other than the fact that the method of technology, which you can explain, so it's not even that big of a deal. But the fact that they're using phones to tap into the matrix, only inside the matrix, though, I should clarify. because they had the sense to not make that. It's limited to the technology that's in the Matrix because the Matrix and they reset it constantly. Yeah, yeah. So you reach a certain technological whatever, blah blah blah. But other than that, the first Matrix movie is pretty freaking good, like close
It's
to
really good.
perfect.
Let me tell you, yeah, close to perfect. I will put him being an asshole. I will put him in 8.9.
That's fair. That's up there because there are elements of it. The story does, and this is a problem that even really good movies have. The plot seems to meander by the third act, and then the ending, which in this case makes sense. The ending is kind of really fast. I think it's also one of those movies which I love. I love these kinds of movies where every time you watch it, you notice something different,
Yeah,
and it affects how you view the story. Um, and what's interesting to me, at least, is the very obvious like Jesus metaphor, but at the same time, it's not a Jesus metaphor. Like it is, but it isn't.
yeah,
And that's why I like it so much because I love storytelling where it's they clearly have an aim that they want you to feel. And they probably had a sense, the Wachowskis probably had a sense that most people, at least in the United States, are going to view this as a Christ metaphor, but you don't have to still get a similar or same
yeah.
message, right? Because theoretically, and I'm just spitballing here, like people in say Hinduism, people who are Hindu probably saw it as probably
The
saw
enlightened
Neo,
one,
right?
Buddha, like
Well,
Buddha.
not necessarily Buddha, but also Vishnu, you know?
Or maybe they saw it like Master Chang. Sorry.
Well, no, but I mean,
Um,
you could make the case that Neo is just an avatar, and he had to die to. And I'm no expert in Hinduism, so there's probably some people in India watching this being
to
like,
reincarnate.
you
Yeah.
don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
Basically, what they're saying is that basically what we're saying is basically what we're saying. I
Yeah,
don't know. I love all my friends from India. I really love you guys. Can you stop saying basically? For God's sake, for Buddha's sake, for Danshi's sake, for whatever you want sake.
but
Basically, it's
yes,
just what I try
so
to say.
but basically, the point I'm getting to is that it is either.
Basically,
I didn't say basically, you did.
you
Um,
just say basically, bro, right now.
oh wow, I didn't even realize that. Okay. The point I am trying to make.
Shiva, get out of his body.
Om Nom Shivaya. Hey, that's another trilogy we're going to talk about. But
Yeah.
what I'm essentially saying is that Neo is a metaphor for whatever transformative enlightenment or resurrection you need him to be for the story to make sense to you, and that's good storytelling.
And without digging super hard, because we gotta look at a lot of trilogies today, if you could change something from the first Matrix, sum it up really fast, because we really have a lot of movies to talk about. You want to think about it? Because I got my answer.
Give yours, and I'll mull on mine because
The
I'm sure I can come up.
casting. The casting.
Yes,
Joe
I would.
Pantoliano is the nyak, 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 evil guy. I think that he delivered what the directors told him, but he looks a little robotic, right? He's not a bad actor at all. But the evil thing, Lawrence Fishburne, good. Carrie Ann Moss, perfect. Hugo Weaving changed the evil character, but mm, the 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 people around, right around, it was not my cup of tea. They were even too flat, or they were just there for the look. I mean, how many lines the other person from the that is there with Carrie Ann Moss with Trinity, the blonde girl, she got two lines in the movie, and then the Asian guy, like we don't have a story about them, and they feel a little forced.
Yeah, a little bit. And I actually disagree. I always found um, Trinity's performance robotic throughout the entire trilogy.
Okay, okay, brother, I love you, but Carrie Ann Moss is perfect. Okay,
Is she though?
is she?
She makes one face in three movies. One face.
I'm gonna ask you something. Do you have
It's
a
this
girlfriend
one.
that makes that face?
Never. She's usually happier.
She's white.
No. But see,
You
this
know
is
what?
what
Yeah.
this is Trinity. All three movies. We're
Oh
about to
shit!
die.
Stop! You're making her face. Now my microwave is working. Damn it!
See, I want to laugh right now, but
Because
I
of
can't because
because
I'm
of my because of my dong dong and my Neuralink. Anyway, so well, personally, I will put. I know people might hate me for this, but if I could, I will change everyone. I will not take Keanu Reeves again away, but he wouldn't be my first option, to be honest with you.
no way.
Yes, way, dude. Yeah. Not because of that. It's because he. I, if I was back in time and I was working as a casting director, I wouldn't cast him. He made Neo himself. That's it. He's his. I'm good with that. Personally, I don't know the character Neo. It was looking more plain,
I
right?
think, to be fair, I think that's what they were going for. Because I think part of the point was Neo wasn't, I mean, he was special, but he wasn't particularly
He
special
was
looking.
impatient. He
So
was impatient.
you would have made Slot. Actually, what would have been interesting, to be honest, is if Neo had some sort of like physical disability, like if he couldn't walk.
That will be. You know what? Uh, Personally, for me, you say Ethan Hawke.
What?
Did you say Ethan Hawke?
No, said he could. It say he couldn't walk.
Uh, well, either way, it's funny that you just mentioned because Ethan Hawke was a better Neo for me. Call me crazy. Back in the day. Back in the day. Anyway, it's a good movie. Obviously, I love it. The second part is
Dog shit.
no, it's not a
Absolute
bad
dog.
movie.
Oh, it's dog shit. It's awful.
The thing
It's
is, we
terrible.
changed from the 90s to the 2000s, bro. It's a
Okay,
different perception, a different market,
it
a
sucked
different
then and
everything.
it sucks now.
No, come on, really? Okay, I give you that.
It has always sucked.
I think that if the movie evolution, not the movie evolution, that's the third part, the evolution of the script didn't change as one of the Wachowski's cock, right? That it will be better because you can see a lot of that intimacy of transforming, and I don't think that's. I'm serious.
I
The
my
third
my
one,
yeah.
the
Here's
third
my
one is a piece of crap.
well, here's my issue. Okay. And I'm sorry, this is gonna ruin some of um the second and third Matrix movies for some of you. The whole point of the end of the Matrix and Neo quote unquote dying and being resurrected is that he can now control the Matrix at will.
Yeah.
Inside the Matrix, nothing can stop him. Nothing. Why are they having shootouts when Neo can just alter reality? There should be no second or third movies because every scene should just be Neo going whoop and
I know, but you're not understanding the subtext and the iconography there. With Larry Wachowski, reborn, even he controlled his world. He keeps being challenging because he became Lana Wachowski. I'm not kidding.
I know,
That's a totally.
but the problem with that is it completely nullifies what happens at the end of the first movie. Now Neo is no longer and I know that's their whole thing is that everyone's the one. And I mean, okay, personally, I didn't really and I know there's the whole thing where Neo's not the only one, the Matrix creates the one, which is a subversion and all this and that. But
That the architect for me was too much, bro.
yeah,
It was too
yeah.
much.
Yeah,
Let me
that's
tell you,
essentially what I'm getting at.
yeah, no, no, no. I think the first one was perfect for to be filmed in 1997, to be ready in 1998, and to be released in 1999. But if they put The Matrix and release it in 1996, it wouldn't be the success that it was because it will be dumb, obsolete, stupid. Now remember that people and fans evolve, and not the original fans. I mean, every generation is different. So I think that the what happened between the first and the second is solid. Nothing wrong with it, right? But it's a transformation from Larry to Lana and after Andy to Lily. And I'm not saying it's wrong, but the enigma and the power, because in the 90s, that's a movie for guys. The first one is for guys. The second one is about transformation and love. It's not for guys anymore. And the third one is the resolution of everything with a dumb fast ending where everybody is doing a rave. So it's complicated. It's complicated because I understand that a writer use their personal matters to involve, but not when you have in your hands the power of a trilogy because the Matrix opened the kind of worm for many people in a good way.
That's true. That's very true. Well,
I know I'm a
the
fucking genius. You didn't
no
know
no
that?
the first Matrix is essentially before it starts out as just a treatise on rationalism
Yeah.
versus empiricism, and then it turns into, and it does it well. I'm not cutting it up. And then it turns into sort of, like I said, a Christ resurrection or enlightenment piece that kind of delves somewhat into the metaphysical. Well, no, that's what it is. It goes into
It
metaphysics
is.
after that, and it does it seamlessly because for those of you who don't remember, the only reason Neo dies is he makes a choice to sacrifice himself, even though he's told, "Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it.
Oh,
You're important, you're important." He does it, and so that's why I say it's probably closer to a Christ metaphor because of the sacrificial part. But
no, and
and
I respect what you're
yeah,
saying, but I probably believe that is more an influence from Platon and the analysis of the old Greece. And don't take me wrong, I
particular
love the movie, bro. I love it so much
particularly
that my tattoos are created like I'm in the Matrix, but with an audio plug that goes from my hand. So it's an audio guitar plug, but it's like the Matrix. I got 10 of these around my body, and they go to my chest. I don't know if you can see it.
yeah.
So when I'm singing, my microphone is connected to my heart. But the original idea is from the Matrix. Look, the 3D.
Oh, that is really cool actually.
I know. So I love the movie. Don't take me wrong, people. I love the movie, but
But
Joe Pantoliano drives me nuts. If I watch the movie right now, I'm like, dude, first of all, what you wearing that hippie necklace when you're inside the Matrix? I just don't get it. And second, it's like what you saw. You know how it feels? Like the Riddler from Batman the TV series. And but whatever. So for people, I will invite people to put in the comments if you like the Matrix, if you don't like it, and just put from 1 to 10 what number you will put in because we have 20 songs. I mean, sorry, I've been recording all day. 20 move trilogies to talk about. I don't think we're gonna reach 20, right? It's not a marathon, but um for me, from the top 10, I guess that for me it will be, and what we don't write that down. I want to see your perception. From the top 10, what number will you put the Matrix? You personally,
for trilogies,
the best from one. You cannot repeat it. The moment that you put it, and you cannot move it. Virus. So I'm gonna put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Are you ready? Where you will
no.
put the Matrix? Come on. I will put it in number 8 for me. And I got a tattoo. That's how crazy I am with movies, people. I got a tattoo of the
Well,
Matrix, and it's my number 8.
okay, hot take. As a trilogy, it's not even on my list.
I know, but number 10, bro. Come on. You start with the Matrix. You choose to start with this.
No, I didn't choose. I segued into it because it was there. It's not even on
Yeah,
my
yeah.
list.
Well,
It's not
how
even
many
on my
times I
list, brother.
told you? How many times I told you need to think before you talk?
But that's no fun.
I know, but come on, give me 10. I'm not gonna make a 40 list here. We
Well,
need we can't.
it's very ironic that I just watched the Cartman Tourette's episode of South Park yesterday.
So
No.
will you say 10?
Yeah, okay. 10.
Okay. Okay,
Begrudgingly
choose the
10.
next one.
Well,
Choose the next one.
if we're gonna go down this road, we got to start with
I
the
don't
goat,
know.
the Lord of
I
the
don't know.
Rings.
Yeah, that's not fair to start with the god of the goddess of the trilogies. Now, casting is perfect. The
It
story could
wasn't.
develop.
It wasn't at first.
It wasn't at first, but the most important part is the agent from the Matrix is in the movie here to be an elf.
Yes.
That's I want you to consider that. No, but I'm serious. There's something that probably a lot of people don't consider. The Lord of the Rings was the first mainstream movie in a massive worldwide that was present a movie as long that now allow us today that the movies go 2 hours and a half. Matrix is 1 hour and 35 minutes. Star Wars is an hour and 20. Indiana Jones, an hour and 19, I think. And The Lord of the Rings, the first one, not the extended edition, the
No, the
original one that went the
theatrical.
movies, it was like 2 hours and 10, if I'm correct.
Something like that. Yeah, because the extended cuts are knocking on 3 hours each.
Let me tell you experience about that. Long time ago, the Return of the King comes out. At that point, I got books. I play Risk of the Lord of the Rings. Fantastic game. If you never play it, guys, I recommend it. It's really cool because it got magic, parts of Magic the Gathering, really small parts, but you are playing Risk. And at the same time, every time somebody attacks, the ring is moving through the land of Mordor. Um, I don't know if you play it, Jake, but we should play that once. We should buy it because they have the four boards that if you put them together is the whole band, right? So I'm playing everything. I love it. So I got a girlfriend and she's like, oh, let's go to the premiere. I bought us tickets. She bought me tickets for the 3 shows in a row. No, brother. It took
Yes.
me years to like the Return of the King because for the time that I saw the Return of the King, my butt was hurting. I was tired of eating fucking hot dogs and popcorns. I was exhausted. It was a mistake. I didn't supposed to do that because it took me years of because it was 12 hours because they were the extended the first time they do the extended on. So
Ooh,
I
the
I I, I
ooh,
watched
yeah.
12 hours of the Lord of the Ring, not laying on the couch, right? It wasn't the nice VIP ones, but it was too much, bro. It was too much. So it hurt me.
Yeah, I can see that in a theater. And I can even
Yeah,
see that at home watching back to back without a break.
it's really hard.
That's too much to ask someone who isn't like I can do it, but even I would be like, I
And I
mean,
didn't want to lose a thing, so I couldn't go out for more food. I actually ate like 4 hot dogs, like popcorns, like I ate like shit. So anyway, The Lord of the Rings, fantastic movie. The second part, I think one of my favorite movies ever is The Two Towers. Definitely.
it's very good. It's very good. Well, this isn't so much controversial because obviously we know any adaptation is going to make changes. This might be sacrilegious to the Tolkien purists, but it's the truth. The movie Helm's Deep is better than the book. It is, and I know it's be,
Yes, yeah, The Helm's
because
Deep is better than the book.
because the
It's not boring.
elves yeah, well, and it's also, this sounds counterintuitive, but like I think it's better, certainly for the screen it's better that they have hope and then the hope gets crushed instead of not having hope from the beginning. In the books
Yeah,
it's a
but
very very dire, and they it's never, I know they mention it in the movie, but Gandalf said, like, Gandalf's coming, but in the movie, honestly, you kind of forget about it because the elves show up and you're
yeah,
like,
they
oh,
push you to do that.
yeah,
Yeah,
and you're like, oh, we have a shot. In the book, it's obviously a ploy for time. Like, Theoden kind of thinks they're going to be able to hold out because they've done it before. Aragorn knows damn well they're holding out for Gandalf to come back.
yes, but Gimli doesn't give a damn because as soon as he put his axe up, his brain is not working. Legolas is proud to fight with his kind again. His
Yes.
kin, sorry, again. And and I mean, till the day, if I'm really feeling hopeless, I just look to the sun to the left of my shoulder, and I know it's gonna be all right. Now, after my nerdy joke, This is really rare, but I think that I'm not that I'm agree with you, but what I'm gonna say right now, I think stuff that if you haven't read the books and you just want to watch these three movies, you'll be fine. The
Yes.
movies
I was
is better, equal, or better than the books.
it's better in the sense of pacing, way better. If you like, because Tolkien specifically
It's
wrote,
boring.
it's not boring, but it's made to be read like a historical text, and that is boring to a lot of
It's
people.
boring.
I don't think it's boring, but
Yeah, but
no,
you're a historic nerd.
you want to know
You love the
boring,
story.
you want boring. This makes
Are
the
you gonna talk
Lord.
about when your first date again?
No, actually, she was a big Tolkien fan. This is boring.
Oh, the Silmarillion is super boring. It is
I
super boring.
I
I
have
read the first 20 pages.
I have the proud distinction of being the only member, and I was raised on Tolkien, so this actually does mean something. I'm the only person in my family who's read this book cover to cover, and it was rough, dude. Like it was rough. There were days because I read it for the first time when I was in high school, and there were days I would read a paragraph, and by the time I was done with the paragraph, I'm just like,
I
it's
wasn't being
worth it.
ironic. I read 20 pages
Yeah,
and that's it. I
I
give up.
mean, it's worth it, but it's rough, dude.
Bro, but first of all, congratulations on having that with you. Second, congratulations to me because I knew what you were showing me in the moment that you showed me the cover. But really, man, I could never read it. Like, I can't.
There's a lot of really cool, in which you have a valid criticism. The Silmarillion would have been one of the most popular books ever written if it was written in a different style. Because there's a lot
Yeah,
of really cool world building, and they try to do it in Rings of Power, and they shit the bed. That show could have been amazing, but they decided they would rather go girl boss instead of actual Tolkien lore. And the thing of it is, Tolkien was all about girl bosses. They were just actually girls. Galadriel is obscenely powerful and has been for thousands of years. There's a reason why you don't want Galadriel with a fucking sword strapped to her back. Because if she gets killed by a stray arrow or a Balrog or an orc stabbing her in the back, she is too valuable. Way too valuable.
man.
No elf lord ever would have let Galadriel go out and hunt for Sauron ever. They would have looked right at her and been like, "Are you fucking stupid?"
Now, let me ask you something. If you could change something from the Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring, the Towers of the Return of the King, what will it be? I know.
I mean,
Okay,
there
first of
there's
all,
there's stuff I would
first
have
of all,
changed, but
I mean, there's stuff that would have changed, like um, the fight with the dead soldiers in the Return of the King. What say you? What say you? That whole scene in the cave with all that's totally counted House of Disney. I didn't appreciate that.
yeah. Now,
Other thing that I would change is Gollum. Gollum in the first one is so robotic and synthetic, and the second one is perfect.
yeah.
But I get it.
That's a actually, yeah, you just described it perfectly. It is very Pirates of the Caribbean, and while
Very.
that it does happen in the book, but it's not a clean sweep like they show in the movie.
They don't exactly. They help. There's part of the army. That's
They
it.
help. They absolutely help. If I could change anything, because I'm not going to take yours, because that's kind of bitching out.
I mean, you can be short. I can tell the other woman what you think.
No,
I
because
will just.
there's other stuff. And I'm
There's one that
assuming.
drives me nuts. Why the fuck Gandalf didn't put Frodo in a fucking eagle from the first place?
So there is actually some there.
Please enlighten me.
Well, there's not a clear answer to that, and this is something that I think. While I appreciate the elves coming to Helm's Deep, it really doesn't make sense for them to do that, and here's why. And this is something that is never really outright stated, but it's alluded to a lot in the books. The elves are immortal. So it really doesn't make sense unless they have to, because like in the first stage they had to, because they were expelled from Valinor. So they weren't expelled. They chose to leave Valinor. But that's a whole history. Read the Silmarillion if you want to know more. But it really doesn't make sense for elves who are immortal. They can be killed in battle, but they are immortal to show up and fight for some piddly human civil. Like, why would you risk death? Now, to be fair, there is an afterlife, and it's fun. This is the best part about Tolkien's lore that really doesn't make sense. There are elves in Middle Earth at the time of the War of the Ring who have been alive, who have seen Galadriel's one of them, who has seen the trees in Valinor. She was there. She has seen them. Why is there any religious doubt anywhere in Middle Earth? Because you can ask people who were fucking there.
Yeah, I get what you say. I really think that there's this pattern of I don't know, it was too far, we didn't know where it was, is repeatedly in the Lord of the Rings.
That's not what I'm referring to. So what I'm referring to is the fact that the elves as a people, and Elrond was probably the most involved um in terms of the elf lords, but they had, and he was trying to get Arwen to do it. He's like, this isn't our place anymore, blah 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 blah. We're just gonna go home, right? We're gonna fuck off. They really were somewhat isolationist, especially the higher elves, like the
No,
Lothlorians. Yeah.
I
So
get
they
what you're
did
saying,
the
but you know that they
Eagles.
were not actually immortal, right?
Do what?
They are immortal in comparative of a human.
No, no,
An
no.
elf lives between
They are immortal.
no that they can endlessly age. They're not immortal because you can kill one.
Okay,
It's
okay.
like
They do. They don't
it's
die of
like
old
it,
age. Yeah.
yeah, they don't that so they're really well preserved senior people, but they're not immortal. And I get what you say. However, when the land that serves them for many years is in danger, and they're really honorable race now, probably I'm leaning down of my knowledge for Dungeons and Dragons. So they're really honorable. For the honorable thing to do is help your brother humans more. I'm just saying. So that's what I think they took the risk because that land serves them well. Meanwhile, they were there,
So
and
that
they
that
have bodies, man.
yeah. Well, and that makes sense for the Last Alliance, right? But after
Yeah.
that, they see the
Ah,
corruption
yeah.
of
I'm
men.
with you.
Yeah. So
I was
now they're
totally in the Last Alliance. My brain was in the
yeah.
Last Alliance.
So after they see the corruption of men, and I'm sorry, actually, you know what? This isn't something I would change in the movie. This is something I would be like if I ever was in that world and got a chance to talk to Elrond, be like, why didn't you just fucking stab Isildur? Why didn't you just stab him in the fucking chest and kick him in the mouth and be like, all right, he slipped?
Because they're chaotic good, bro. It's not in their
Bullshit.
core.
Bullshit. The whole reason the elves are in Middle Earth is because of the Kinslayers.
Please, we have kids, fans kids here. Don't curse, you motherfucker.
Fuck them.
Anyway, hey, so the Lord of the Rings from 1 to 10, where you put it?
Two.
Ooh, that's weird because I don't want to sound like the word that you say that I really don't get what is offensive to call a female dog, but I'm not gonna say it. Actually, I'm gonna go with 2 as well.
Yeah, and there's a reason. There's a reason.
I know.
In reality, it's a
We
tie
know.
for one in terms of a trilogy, but I'm gonna
No,
put it at
don't
two.
start. Don't start with your yeah, start. No. Number one is number one, and we're gonna put this in all social media, and I'm gonna pay a magazine to say, Jake, fuck it up. Thank you. Choose the
I
next
keep.
one.
Well, I'm just going down our list actually, so or rather the list that you
There's
sent me.
one I want to talk about. Just tell me whatever, but I want to talk about one that is not in the list that I think is one of the best trilogies ever. No, keep going. I'm just gonna hold it for a little deeper. So
Okay.
it's gonna be a really good, guys.
The
A good one.
The Dark Knight trilogy.
And what I put the Lord of the Rings in number 2. That was my number two.
Oh, come on. So this to me, this is like the Matrix again. You have one movie in the trilogy that's really good, one that's okay, one that's all right, and then
No,
one
come
that's
on, bro.
dog
You're
shit.
gonna call the Joker. You're gonna call the Joker bad?
No, that's the
Okay,
good
no,
movie. That's the good movie.
no, 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 no. The first one is really good, man.
No, it's not. It's not. So first of
The
all,
Dark Knight is really good.
The Dark Knight is the second one.
So which one is the first one? The
Batman
Batman Begins.
Begins.
No, Russell Gould is okay. Yeah, you're right.
It's
Can I hate
okay.
you? You're right.
So, but
You're right.
it does one of my biggest pet peeves, and I know this isn't technically wrong, but it's wrong to me. They mispronounce Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah,
And I know it's not technically wrong, but
Russell Gould.
it is to me. It's Ra's.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. That's you know what? The only thing I don't like about the movie now that you say it is who played
Really,
Rachel Gould.
I kind of liked Liam Neeson as Ra's al Ghul.
First of all, he wasn't white,
Yes, yes,
and
this is true. This is
and
true.
you know that is what really drives me nuts. You have a well-developed character that is so important uh for everything, right? Why do you want to change him? I like him, and maybe I'm wrong, but when the casting is really good, then the movies of animation movies and the comic adapt to the new. That didn't happen with Russical. They couldn't.
No,
They
because
couldn't.
even his animated persona is so fleshed out in the comics lore, which says a
Yeah,
lot that when you have Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they go with the comic book Ra's al Ghul.
yeah,
Like
it's really weird.
I loved it, man. It was fucking great.
I know that you're gonna hate me for this, but I'm not a. I like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I'm not a fan.
Oh shit, that's a trilogy.
Of
Fuck.
course, there's many trilogies that they're not there. Is not what I was thinking. But the one that I'm thinking is like totally, it's gonna surprise you, and everyone looking is gonna surprise you. That one of my favorite trilogies ever.
Okay. Well, I'd be remiss.
Um.
So what we got to at least touch on TMNT a bit, but we'll finish Batman.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because I have some controversial thoughts on the Ninja
You
Turtles
know what
trilogy.
really drives me nuts? That such a great writer and director, as our beautiful director from Oppenheimer and Batman, why he closed the circle when he introduced Robin? It was an emotion for me. Wait, because I'm like, okay, he was a homeless kid, right? Want to be a cop? You are moving and making it more progressive and more modern. Cool, I agree with that. But then when Rah, Rahagul, whatever you want to
Yeah,
fucking
because
call it,
but in the Nolan Batman trilogy, it is Ra's al Ghul. So
I know, but and that's fine. Uh,
that's how you get
when his
around it.
wife dies, when the wife, his future, well, when his daughter dies, it just discomposed Damien. Damien's supposed to come from that night together. And for me, that's really important because one of my favorite characters in every comic book. Damien is the son of the devil, trained by the other devil. I mean, the kid is amazing. And I didn't like that. The casting of the daughter of Ra's al Ghul is really bad. I don't know who she is.
It's
Never
that
seen her
French.
before.
It's the French actress that Nolan uses in everything.
I don't even know who she is.
I can't remember. I know her name, but she was
I mean, she's not a bad actress, but she doesn't look good. She's not a bad actress. I mean, she's just taking over the biggest city in the world,
she
ready to
plays the
destroy everything, and
same
she's like,
she plays the same
I don't,
role in
I
every
don't know.
movie she's in.
No, again, something that I love is that this Catwoman. I like this Catwoman. She's really hot,
No,
bro. Skinny, white skin, class, big neck, and she
I'm
knows how to
sorry.
be dirty.
I hated The Dark Knight Rises.
Really?
If,
All right, all right.
and to be fair, I know they had other plans for
Yeah.
very obvious reasons. They had to change things. Um, I don't hate it more than the Batman, but
So where you will put this trilogy?
shit, I already put the Matrix at 10, didn't I?
Yeah.
You know what? The Dark Knight is so good, I'll put it at 9.
I'm just gonna write Batman. So I don't want to be stuck in there. So talk about your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Meanwhile, I go to pee.
Okay, so my controversial take. You can still hear me, can't you? So my controversial take, if you disagree, yell from the can. My controversial take on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the live action trilogy, the Jim Henson ones, is obviously the first one is the best. That's hands down. You can't argue with me. I know a lot of people really, really liked.
What? Are you crazy?
But a lot of people think that the second one is better than the first one, and it's not because the third one is the worst. It has its issues. I don't think it's quite as. I think people like to hate on it just to be cool. It's not. It's the worst one of the three for sure. But I'm sorry, Secret of the Ooze is not better than the first one. It's not. It's good,
I
but
sadly agree with you.
it's also it's much campier, which I get it for the kiddies. But and whenever I point this out to people, they start to agree with me. The
I'm gonna
turtles,
do this for the fans. Right.
the turtles, with the exception of Donatello, a handful of times, do not use their weapons combatively in the second Ninja Turtles movie. Whereas in the first one, they use their weapons plentifully.
All right. All right. I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. This is what I drink per day. I'm drinking a gallon of water per day, bro. So excuse me, followers, fans, friends. Did I need to go to the washroom? I always wanted to flush the toilet from a live podcast, so
Oh,
that's pretty cool.
we didn't hear the flush.
Yeah, because I got the sound blocker.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Teenage Ninja Turtles, we're gonna put it with uh, you know, it's funny, but I got somebody calling me FaceTime audio at the time of the podcast from Mexico. Isn't that crazy?
It happens occasionally.
No, it's weird because everybody knows that I'm here. I think it could be the Oracle. I think it'd be the Oracle if he. I think it's the Oracle. I think you're gonna have the Oracle in the show. You know
Hey,
what
if he
that
wants
means?
Adam.
You got him?
Not yet.
Okay, so and I got somebody sent me $20. Thank you for your donations. Who's right? Who's keep? I think it's him. I think it's him. You know how good this is because he's always a good you know uh
Yeah, the
input. So I'm
oracles.
gonna. He's fun. He's fun. And I sent him, if you're available, I sent him the list of the, but not the. So I think he's gonna join us. I sent him the link. If you got it, just let him in. Let me just. I want to talk about.
He should just pop in.
Yeah. So let me tell you about the trilogy that I think is fantastic. I think it's one of my favorite trilogies, and it's not considered a trilogy because people are dumb. Are you ready? Unbreakable, Mr. Glass, and a Split.
No, that's absolutely a trilogy.
It's a fantastic trilogy. I think that is one of the best trilogies ever. Not because it wasn't sold as a trilogy. Split is a great movie that shows all the connections between everything. Mr. Glass is an amazing evil guy, and Unbreakable is a beautiful love story.
Yeah, I slept on those movies for a very long time, but it was actually once Glass, I saw a trailer for Glass, and I'm like, wait a minute. I've seen both those dudes before, and then I realized it was a trilogy because it is a trilogy. It
How we should call
is
that trilogy?
the Unbreakable trilogy. Or technically
Unbreakable.
it should be the Glass trilogy.
Yeah, that's what I asked you. I'm gonna put Glass. Yeah, Glass is that movie is great, and the casting is perfect.
And the twist at the end of Unbreakable is actually legitimately good, unlike most M. Night Shyamalan films.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think this movie was correctly guided.
Yeah, and Unbreakable in particular for me, just because you got to remember, like this was a superhero movie that did everything it could to successfully not be a superhero movie. I even love how he
Yeah.
discovers his powers because it's really like when the kid's putting on more weight and he's like, "How much is that?" And he's like, "I don't know."
And the acting, bro, Bruce Willis in his top. The kid is fantastic, dude. The wife is great. It's like
And Samuel L. at the end laying out the twist, you're like, "This motherfucker."
it's such a great trilogy, and I don't know what I understand because let's remember that before Knight wasn't as famous. So when they released Unbreakable, he wasn't as famous. That's the biggest mistake of that trilogy. But people, I'm leaving today. The recommendation is gonna be bananas. Where will you put? Where will you put that? I'm gonna answer to Alexander. Just keep going. Take this.
Um, I don't know. I really don't like this ranking because we keep adding things. I'll put it at 6. No, you know what? I'll put it at 5.
Love this, Jake. Do you hear that? Did you actually try to connect them? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, so sorry for the audience. Let me tell you this story. The guy, listen to this. This is really important, Jake. The guy that teach me, or I hear from Master Chang, right? Joke.
Hmm.
His son, he's a super famous comedian, a guy that I respect. He's like amazing. His son is a drummer in LA, and I've been trying to get him for the company, but he's been touring because he plays like every night. That guy, and he called me right now. He's like, Max, it's me, Oscar Burgos. I go like, shit, that I'm in a podcast. He's like, fuck, because he got a podcast too. He's amazing. He's so cool. Probably he's gonna be watching us right now, right? So if you can text me the link of where we are right now, that will be really cool. So he
Sure.
can be in the. So where will you put the Glass trilogy?
I'll put it at 5.
Good. I put it at 4.
It's because it's also a very unassuming trilogy, so that's fun because you
So
don't know it's a
exactly.
trilogy. Yeah.
Next one. Now we're gonna get to the top one because you throw the Lord of the Rings before, but this is the we're gonna start into the
Now we're
six
getting
top
yeah,
6.
yeah, we're getting to the nitty-gritty. So the next one is the original Star Wars trilogy.
Dude, okay, if you guys follow the podcast, if you know, it's like I really love the trilogy because what represents for me. If I change a couple of things, yes, I hate the Return of the Jedi. I think that feels I hate it. I know because we're a different generation, Jake.
Yeah, yeah, I
This
know.
is the
I'm part of
when
the
I
Ewok generation. I know. I know.
exactly when I see the Ewoks, I go like, what the fuck the Ewoks are there? Why? I like them. Don't take me wrong. Ni Chihuahua. I love them. But they are I know you love my Ewok. Come on, Ni Chihuahua. So but
But
I there's one
we know. I think the Jawas would fuck them up in a war.
okay, yes, but listen to me. There's one thing that till the day is it haunts me at night. In the first one, A New Hope, specifically, Luke asks C-3PO, tell me, and he says, I'm a translator. I am not programmed to tell stories. And in the third one, he tells the story to the Ewoks. It haunts me, Jake. It
What?
haunts me. In the first one, when he says, you were in the rebellion? Even he does that. You were in the rebellion? Tell me more. And he's like, I don't remember word by word, but he's like, sorry, sir. I'm not programmed to tell stories. I'm just a translator, whatever, interpreter thing. I guarantee you says that. When he founds and then in the third one, the guy sits down and tells them the story with special effects and sounds. That haunts me so bad.
Speaking of, we're due to pick up on our Star Wars audio
I know. I
radio
got good
drama.
news and bad news for you.
What's that?
All my audiobooks disappeared from my iCloud.
I still have it.
Oh well, let's go. Nah, great. Um, so uh, so that is the biggest one of my biggest issues with the trilogy. The second is that they didn't and I know I said it as a joke, and I know, but I really believe that Luke Skywalker is 19. Why the fuck he want to destroy his dad, bro? That is bringing balance to the universe, not because it's a good balance. I mean, a bad balance is. I really can't fathom the future of the universe in a 17-year-old kid that he was a freaking farmer.
Actually, there's good reason that you would want something like that. So, fun fact, there's a video that's going around TikTok talking about, and this is true, but somebody's pointing it out, how young the founding fathers of the United States actually were. I think the median age was like 23,
23. No, I get it.
and a lot of
I
them were
get it.
farmers.
Shut up, dude. You know what I mean? It's okay. Let's assume fast forward in the future. Jake has the biggest already media podcast in the world. His business, right, about putting floors, every 80% of America has your floors. 95% got the family candles. And your son goes and tell you, no, dad, you're doing wrong. We're gonna sell hamburgers. You choke his freaking hand
I
off.
was gonna say, then he loses a hand and he learns his freaking lesson. Stay in your lane,
But
pup.
he didn't because he got a stranger old man that probably
No,
was a pedo.
no, he did because I'm not saying you're forgetting because you know Star Wars better than I do probably. But what people forget is the time skips between those movies. By the time Return of the Jedi rolls around, Luke has trained more, he's matured more, he has mastered the Force, which is why he's wearing black in Return of the Jedi.
I get it.
Yeah. So, yes, in Empire, and Yoda tried to warn him. Obi-Wan tried to warn him. But I still maintain Luke made the right decision because if he hadn't done that, and that was the whole point of both Luke's and Anakin's arc, but Luke's in particular, because Luke did bring balance back to the Force. He understood that there are aspects that are, I'm not even going to say they're aspects of the dark side. There are aspects that are often attributed to the dark side that are not inherently evil at all, like caring for one's, the whole Jedi obsession with detachment goes too far. They became too rigid. And
I,
I think anybody, especially after the prequels, that becomes obvious, which is one of the reasons why I really love Qui-Gon. I know a lot of, I know, and I don't think you like Qui-Gon at all, but that's why I like
who?
Qui-Gon,
Why who?
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Hmm. I
Yeah,
don't
I,
know who that
I,
guy is.
I think
Oh,
you
it's the
just
guy
have,
that looks like Ra's al Ghul.
I was gonna say, I just think you have something against Liam Neeson,
No,
which
because if there's something, he will find me.
that's another trilogy. Which again, first
I know,
movie,
but
we don't have to touch on Taken that much, but first movie really good. Second one, third one, the
I
second
know.
one was
Sorry,
super
but I was. Yeah, but that's not a good trilogy. It's not
Oh,
in our
but
ballpark.
man,
Come on.
Taken's the shit. I love the first one.
Taken is okay. You know what, Jake? I thought we were friends. We're trying
What's
to
wrong with
avoid.
Taken? What's wrong with Taken? Other than the fact that it's wholly implausible, but other than that, what's wrong with Taken? You have the Bourne Trilogy on here.
Okay, I was sending the for everyone. Sorry, I got distracted a little. I was sending the link to Oscar Burgos for the people in Mexico. So anyway, where were we, my brother? Yes, C-3PO is a bitch.
Yes,
So I
we.
googled and read it. It says, in A New Hope, C-3PO claims not to be very good at telling stories. In The
Wow.
Return of the Jedi, he captivates an entire village with his storytelling abilities, a complete 180 in only 3 movies. That really hung me a lot. I don't get why they don't put R2 to put an hologram or even Chewbacca to tell the story, you know? That would be amazing.
Which actually
Now,
shout out to my very very old buddy Cody Bringle, who I actually don't think goes by Cody anymore. That tells you how long it's been since I've talked to him. But we worked at McDonald's together, and when you're working the drive-thru, you've got that headset. You can talk out to the speaker, but you can also talk to each other. That fucker. I'd be taking people's orders, and in my ear while I'm taking orders, I also hear him going. Yep.
That's funny. You know what? Something that nobody talk about, and I know I'm gonna get out of the trilogies. When Han Solo dies in the new movies. Wait. Hold a second. Take a deep breath, okay? When Han Solo dies correctly to follow the standards of the old wise man that dies for love, the same that came in everyone. In every movie of Star Wars, somebody needs to die for to create a shock. But I'm talking about that. I felt so bad for Chewbacca when he realized they killed Han Solo. I felt even worse for him than for me. Because when they killed Han Solo, bro, I was so upset.
No, and there is apparently there's a comic that retells that, but in that comic you also have to remember they expanded the comic because of a moment that happens in the movie. It's a split second. But the comic apparently does this really good because there's a second where Chewie points his crossbow at Ben. But
Yeah,
then it has flashbacks of seeing Ben grow up and Chewie can't do it.
can't
And
do it. Yeah,
I think that's so
I read
fucking
that
cool.
comic and it was so heartbreaking, boys. I'm with you. Yeah, it broke my heart. Even when I think about it, and I got a twitch in my eye. Sorry. Anyway,
I don't.
so Star Wars.
I think Chewie should have shot that bitch between the
Did you
eyes.
just say Jewish? Did you just
No,
say Jewish? Did you
I
just say
said
Jewish?
I said Chewie.
Ah, you say Jewish. What is wrong with
What
you?
is Jewish?
I don't know, man. Maybe you're thinking that every Jewish people is hairy, and then nobody
er,
understands what they say. Anyway,
Passover.
Hanukkah. Sorry. Um, so Star Wars, where will you put it?
3.
It used to be friend, but Star Wars. I'm gonna go
I
number one.
I think if you're looking at cultural impact, it's an obvious number 1.
No. It's your personal choice. If you want to be a
I'm just saying,
asshole,
like
go ahead.
I'm not fuck Star Wars, man. No, I'm just kidding.
I
Even I
mean,
can't say
people are
that.
talking, Jake. People are talking. People start saying that I need to have my own podcast, that
You
people don't
should.
like you.
That's okay.
Now you're firing me in front of everyone.
No, I meant in addition to.
I'm just
Actually,
kidding, man.
we're already in April. We need new podcasts, or else nobody's going to win the Artie Award for new podcast.
Oh, no, don't worry. I already hire a hitman. Every one of your other podcasts is going to disappear.
That doesn't help.
Oh, it will. It will. It
But
will.
we still need a new podcast to win best new podcast.
Oh, shit. I knew I didn't plan it well. Damn it. I will have the day before I'm gonna release a new podcast and I'll be the best. So Star Wars is for me number one. Let me tell you that you don't have nobody number one, Lord of the Rings number two, 3 is Star Wars, nobody number 4, 5 you got Glass, 6, 7, 8 is open, 9 Batman, 10 Matrix. On the other side, the correct side, and I'm right, I got number 1 Star Wars, second the Lord of the Rings, third is open, 4 Glass, 5 open, 6 Batman, 7 open, 8 Matrix, 9 and 10 are open. So
Well,
we're 5 even. Let's see what happened next.
Well, I'm gonna flip the order a bit. So, and
Yeah, do
actually,
whatever.
shit, I regret one of my decisions already. But anyway, so my number 1, Back to the Future.
Damn it. That you know what? Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I've even put it here. Back to the Future. Obviously, we even have a special people. We can talk a little bit about it, but we have a special
Yeah,
about it. Go
boy,
and watch it.
Yeah, it derailed fast.
I know, but it was a good special because we talk about a lot of things. So for me, number 3 right now, for me, it's the perfect list. Because Back to the Future, is Star Wars, Lord of the Ring, Back to the Future, and Glass is totally my taste for me. For you, you have B2TF, LTR, and SW. Yeah, because I'm not writing the whole names in your list. Okay,
That's okay.
so just for everyone, the only thing I can say about Back to the Future, I think it's a perfect movie. The first one, the second one is at 9, and the third one is a 10 again, and that's really rare.
And what's funny is you don't think that until you mature. But and to be fair, now if you were born when 2015 was still in the future, Back to the Future Part 2 held up way better. It obvious for obvious reasons it doesn't now.
No, I actually love everyone when I watch them.
Oh
Maybe
no,
because
I do.
again,
I
I'm
do.
more.
I'm saying for someone who was born like somebody who was born close enough to 2015
Yeah,
where
well,
it wasn't the distant future,
in
you know,
2015, I already got my heart broken 1,700 times, bro. And 2015, how many years that is ago?
that was
8,
11 years ago.
11 years ago, bro.
No, 9 years ago. I'm sorry. I mathed wrong.
I say 8, and you look at me like.
No.
Anyway,
So but for example, so like for my nephews, Back to the Future Part 2 does not to them it's laughable because
the second one.
yeah. And I get it,
You know
but
what I like? Yeah, go ahead.
I was just say I get it because you got to remember when Back to the Future Part 2 came out, that was 1980, was that 89? No, it wasn't. It was sooner than
Back to the
that.
Future came in 1988.
1988. Okay, yeah.
Summer
So
88 was released.
I was 1 when that movie, actually I wasn't even 1 yet when that movie got
I
released.
was 57.
See, so yeah, 2015 seemed like of course we
Yeah,
were going to
but
have of course we were going to have flying cars by 2015, which actually fun fact, the reason we don't have flying cars, the technology actually exists, like it could be done. The issue is logistics because
yeah,
you have enough accidents when people are traveling in basically like two directions.
and you know that in the airplane, the air is packed with airplanes. It's like
Mm,
packed. People
yeah,
don't realize that it's
yeah,
like a subway in Mexico.
yeah,
The airplanes.
and that is already constantly watched at, and collisions are avoided like multiple times an hour thanks to that. If you had a bunch of idiots in their own cars without any sort of like guided radar system, like there would be body parts just falling out of the sky. Like it
Now,
would be
there's
bad.
technologies, amazing technologies like the one uh, that the CEO of this company called EJet is working to develop. I think we talked about this, or I don't remember. EJet, they have will be considered the Tesla for air. Electric helicopters, we call it helicopters,
I
but
was
they're
gonna
not.
say it was actually Neil Tyson who pointed this out. We already have flying cars. They're called helicopters.
Yeah. But these ones, bro, if people want to know about them, ejet.com is fantastic what they're doing.
I think I've seen those, and they're not only are they cool looking, but like I mean, it's incredible technology.
And it's all electric.
It's basically a giant drone, isn't it? Is it the one I'm thinking of?
No, 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 no. I
Okay.
mean, yes, but it can carry passengers.
Right, right, right. That's what I'm saying. But it's essentially like
The
a
important
giant
thing is
drone.
this one, and I'm gonna deviate a little bit of our talk. This one goes up and forward at the same time, like totally Star Wars,
Yeah, we're talking about the
and
same thing.
everything is batteries. The CEO of the company is a dear friend of mine, Saul Tarazona. He watched the podcast. He's a great guy. Actually, he texted me today, but I was taking a nap before the podcast, so I'm like, I text you later. But look into it. ejet.com is really cool. We can put the link underneath. But coming Back to the Future, the whole more than the flying cars, right? Is so well done and so well presented,
Well, and
and
I see. I give a lot of grace to Back to the Future Part 2 because you have to understand, much like Batman Beyond is now criticized because like they use mini floppy disks in it and the technology is way
yeah,
different. Like it doesn't have the Apple aesthetic, but back when it was created, there was no indication whatsoever that everything was going to shift that dramatically. It's like when they remade Star Trek in '09, everything looked like an Apple store, but that made sense because that was the aesthetic of the future from this time
And the
period.
marketing, and the
Yeah.
marketing. At the
Well,
end of the day, we need to
but not only
consider that.
that, when in 1988, IBM was the king.
Yeah,
So everything technologically speaking was going to look like IBM took over the world.
still the king.
I mean, in terms of pop
No,
culture
everything,
aesthetic.
everything inside, yeah,
Yeah.
inside the Mac is IBM. But anyway, so just for me to be real, not because my favorite trilogy is Star Wars, then Lord of the Rings, and number three is Back to the Future. That doesn't mean that my favorite director is even Lucas and the others, Peter Jackson over Robert Zemeckis. I think that the best director and writer is Robert Zemeckis of all. Peter Jackson teach us how to evolve without leaving the perfection behind, right? And again,
Well,
at the end of the day,
Peter Jackson also produced the Hobbit trilogy, so I haven't forgiven him for that.
wait, you don't like it?
Oh, it's horse shit, man. It's
No,
dog shit. It's dog shit.
it's a little more focused for younger kids, but it's not a bad one.
It's very bad. It's
Really? Tell me.
horrendously bad. Oh God, where do I begin? First of all, it's 3 movies instead of one. Um, Robo's likable.
Okay.
The dwarves, actually, Thorin is fine. The rest of the dwarves are, and I get it's for kids, but okay, the barrel scene. That's all I have to say. Like, I get it if you want a fun action sequence, but to defy the laws of physics that much and have no consequence for it, because it's like you have these guys bouncing off, and the combat is just so, there's no weight to it. Half of 3 of those movies is just people running in a line, which a lot of people criticize The Lord of the Rings and saying half those movies is people walking in a line, but it's just,
That's so funny, but yeah, they're right.
well, I mean, they make a joke in Clerks 2 about it, and I laughed at the joke because I mean it's funny. Are you ready for the third movie? Like, it's true. It's funny because it's true. But and then here's another, and this is probably my biggest annoyance with it. Well, it's not my biggest annoyance, but it's the one that I think can best exemplify what's wrong with this project as a whole. So, in the Battle of Five Armies, the dwarves set up a a shield wall, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the elves proceed to jump over the shield wall to attack the orcs that are crashing into said shield wall.
Yeah.
What?
Okay, I get it. Well, the orcs are not as smart. Okay,
But
shut
I'm
up.
just saying
I
that's
mean, I just want to point that you're making an argument with a guy that is just is scratching his ears with a screwdriver. So,
hey, a tool is a tool.
I mean,
That's what she said.
I don't know what happened, but I was scratching, then my cheek hurt. Anyway, so okay, I got you because my I was gonna tell you that the closer to the six good movies was Peter Jackson, but I guess not.
No,
A double trilogy, that is like back to back Michael Jordan with the Bulls, bro. Three repeats is really hard to make in
well,
anything.
we might actually get that with our next trilogy, but before we leave, we have to. So, what I was going to say is Back to the Future Part 3 is a movie that grows on you as you get older. Because I've said this before, when I was younger, I
Yeah.
didn't hate it, but I didn't really care for it. And now, honestly, the last time I watched the trilogy, I think Part 3 actually was, it's not a better movie, but I think it's a much better resolution. Not
Yeah.
necessarily the end of the movie per se, but I love the dynamic of Doc and Marty changing over time. And that's something you don't really pick up on unless A, somebody points it out to you, or as you get older and the nature of your relationships change because you reach a certain point in your
Even
life. where you're no longer the mentee, you become the mentor. And the first time that happens to you, it, it's fucking wild. Because up to that point, you've been used to learning from a mentor or mentors and people that were always there to kind of help guide you. And then all of a sudden, you realize somebody's following your lead. And you're like, when the fuck did this happen?
Yeah, I see your point. So you're saying that Back to the Future for you is the best trilogy. Even Byrne, the son of the Doctor, is telling the camera to move to the right. Have you seen that? Oh, in the last scene, when the camera approaches, when we have the time machine that is the train,
and Back to
the
the
kid
Future Part
is
3. Yeah.
like, I don't know. Poor kid. Stupid. Stupid. He got one job. One job. I don't know who you are now, but you have one job.
Well, and
Stupid.
then I think the other
And
kid had to pee.
so anyway, next one.
Which I said
So-
this might, if the rumors are true, we might actually get two perfect trilogies. Toy Story.
I don't think it's perfect, bro. Sorry.
It's not well, okay, so it's not perfect, but you might get two very good trilogies out of it.
Yeah, I mean, but Toy Story 3 is the one with the is the best of.
It's
But
so
the
good.
first one is boring, bro. It's different because of wait. Hold a second. The first one is boring. First of all, because I was already having sex meanwhile you watch it, and that's come on, bro. Come on. It's boring. It's a kids movie.
Oh, duh, of course it's a kids movie.
Yeah, but Back to the Future is a kids movie with a substance for adults. Toy Story is like saying that I don't know, man. I don't even know what to think other ones, but it's
Oh
like
man, Toy Story.
okay,
Toy Story is very good.
it's very good.
Oh yeah,
It's not even in my top six.
I think do I have number 4 filled in?
No, I can feel you in four.
Fill me with toys.
Um. Anyway, so I'm gonna really put it number 9
Oh, on your
under
side.
Matrix.
Oh no, it's because again, I might be reading too much into it, right? Toy Story is actually progression of a human life at varying
Maybe.
levels of maturity. Well, no, because the first one is all about, you know, the movie in and of itself is just kind of a metaphor for like when you're young and the first time you get a paradigm shift, like maybe you have to move to a new town. Maybe you get a sibling when you were an only child, that kind of stuff. The stuff that tends to happen, it can be very paradigm shifting for a child, but when you're young. And then
Okay.
the second one has to do with, that period in your life when you get exposed to maybe a new friend group or you go to a new place and you meet new people, but you still have the old people in your life because Woody ends up meeting the other and Jesse. And then the secret to being happy and healthy is to integrate those new people into your life currently without abandoning the others necessarily.
Holy shit! Do you wanna touch yourself while you say this?
Yeah. Who said I wasn't?
I
And
know.
then
I mean, let's be honest. Tom Hanks and Tim Allen does a really good charismatic thing over there. Like I say, I don't dislike them. I don't think that what is the name of the John Lasseter? I just find him a little.
John Lasseter is one of the best storytellers of a generation.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Dude,
Calm down.
bro, no. You got Toy Story, Finding Nemo, basically any Pixar movie in a 25-year span.
I'm not saying that he's not great. I'm saying that personally, all his movies, excluding Finding Nemo and Incredibles, they sell perfect, but they're just made by a like a template. Sorry, bro.
Every story is a template.
No, come on. What are you talking about? No. Back to the Future wasn't a template.
Sure
I
it
mean,
is.
you're gonna tell me that John Lasseter is better than Robert Zemeckis? No,
I'm
they're
no,
different.
no, I'm not saying. Yeah, exactly. They're different. I wouldn't say
Yeah,
that
for
there's
me,
but I wouldn't say they're worlds apart either.
nah, come on, dude.
So no, dude, no, seriously. Back to the Future is all about Marty realizing that the world is not as he thought it was, and he does this in this particular case by going back and seeing that his parents were not so different from him, and he gets the opportunity to do that thanks to this time machine.
Yeah,
But
but
Mark,
but that's see it from that point. You're describing what is the
Finding
name of
Nemo.
the no before that in the Olympia, the legend of the kid that runs super fast in back in Olympia, where Flash came, went Back to the Future, when every story is built in the old Greece. Is Icarus is the one that flies and burns his
Oh, Icarus, yeah,
wings.
close
Yeah, but
too
the other
close to the
one that
sun.
is running, what is the name of the one that is running?
I don't know about that one. You're making me think of the Flash, Mercury.
Yeah, but the Flash is inspired of exactly the
Yeah,
same tendency that you just said. That is going back to the
right.
ancient Greece. I know that.
Because it's a template.
I know. You know what? I just can't believe that he's in your number four. But go ahead. It's number nine for me. I actually was understanding sex. Meanwhile, you were discovering that Bud Light Gear was a fucking toy. So let's keep going.
Well, I was just going to say, like you said, three's the best one, but
Yes.
four, and it actually gives me hope for five, because Toy Story 5 is apparently happening. I expected zero from Toy Story 4. Actually, for what it is, it's actually a really, really good movie. I was
Four,
shocked.
yeah. No. Four is they're not bad. Don't take me wrong, but remember that I'm criticizing ones that I got the tattoo from, right? I'm just saying that it's a trilogy for kids, and I don't
Sure.
think in an adult entertainment podcast with adults freaking lists.
It's on your list.
You know that we work with AI and workers, right? I ask people to write our scripts. You know that,
So the
right?
Matrix gave us Toy Story. So blame the Matrix.
You know what? Okay, I'll take that. Next one.
The next one on your list is actually I
That
for
was just an
shame.
idea, brother.
I know, but the next one is the Godfather trilogy. For shame, haven't seen any of them.
Okay, I'm gonna put it in what number? You want me to put it in the I hate you number?
It's not even on
Because
my
that's
list.
totally my numbers. That's exactly my number five. So let me tell you something. I read the book. I read the script, and then I took the class that actually they teach you how to write a script with that. So I got the chance to read it before because for a reason I didn't watch it. And when I watch it, even in this time holds really good, right? I will highly recommend you, Jake, if you allow me to watch in Paramount Plus The Offer before you watch the movie.
The offer.
The
Okay.
The Offer is the it's a mini series of 6 episodes of the producer how he managed to make the movie, and it's not a documentary; it's an actually TV series, really good. So for me, Godfather is in number five. So do you want to put in number six, seven, or eight your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles so we're even, or not? You don't have to.
Yeah, no, I do. I'm just thinking about put
You
it
have
in
open six, seven, or eight.
put it in eight.
Yeah, because we are bitching a lot and complaining a lot, but the reality is that we're talking about the top 10 and the Matrix. So, so next one, just shoot me the Godfather. Let me go real fast. Godfather, the first one is amazing. The second is, as always, more explicational of the fact. The three is more modern times and a different generation for the audience, not for the movie itself, but I like it. I like it a lot. I think that it create many stars that we still adore as our super awesome people. So next one, we have two. I got number seven open and number 10 open, and you got six and seven.
Yeah, so our next one here. Oh god, where'd my list go?
You're
Here it is.
forgetting
No, I got it. Next one you have is the Before Trilogy.
the what?
The Before Trilogy?
Move to the next one. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
The Bourne Trilogy.
You know what? I like Bourne, but it wouldn't be in my top 10 because we did 20. So keep going.
Yeah, same. Let's
The
see here.
X-Men Trilogy is in the list.
Yeah, it's in there. And you're talking about the not Snyder, geez.
The 20th Century Fox,
Singer. You're talking
first
about
one,
the
two, or three.
singer, right?
I really don't like that director at all. I think that he portrays every character as gay, and I don't like that.
I mean, a little
Everything
bit.
that he does,
I
not
think the
everything he
first
does.
I think the first one is good, particularly when you look at the time it was made. Superhero movies were not successful. They weren't a successful thing. I
They
think,
definitely went into the world to
yeah.
open it to become what we got.
And there's actually one line in that movie that I think should get a lot more. It's really more of a scene, not a line. But it's when Magneto is explaining his master plan, which, by the way, Ian McKellen kills it as
Kills
Magneto.
it.
Kills it as Magneto, which everybody does a decent job except for Marsden as Cyclops. He's a bitch in that movie. But
Totally a bitch.
yeah, totally a bitch. However, the line is when Wolverine basically calls him out on it. He says, if you were really so self righteous, it'd be you in that thing. After he reveals that he needs Rogue because the machine's going to kill whoever
Yeah.
does it, right? And I'm just like, damn, he's right though. And I've actually used that whenever I argue with whenever I'm in a debate with someone who's claiming that society should do something, I'm like, okay, if
What
you're
are you
that
doing?
self-righteous, what are you doing? Get in line, lead by example.
And you do this when you say it.
No, because his he was
Oh,
like this,
he's tight. Yeah.
and then
He like
that is a pretty badass moment where he gets out by latching it. Which okay, it's a cool moment, but you got to think it's Wolverine. He's gonna heal like that. It's not a big deal.
well, but he feels pain.
Oh yeah, it hurts. Like don't get me wrong, it hurts.
You know that every time he pull the clothes out, it hurts. It hurts for
Except
him.
Xavier does something, at least in that movie. Xavier does something to stop that. And the
Sorry,
only,
I got
yeah,
a problem with the movies because I've been reading the comics since I was a little kid.
yeah,
So every time I don't like any of those movies. Listen to me. I do not like any of those movies. They're cool, but for me, for my perception, my generation, it's like talking about the old ones from Captain America and Spider-Man when we see because they're bad. I like
yeah.
Generation First. That's the name of the one, Generation First, or the
Uh,
first generation,
at first class, yeah.
first class. Yeah,
See, I
I
like,
like that
I like,
one.
I like those even less.
Yeah, I mean, but
Well,
I still
so
love you,
this,
buddy.
and
It's
again,
fine.
and don't get me wrong, I like Michael Fassbender as Magneto as well. But the thing, what's
Yeah,
the most recent one they did? Was it Dark Phoenix? Yeah.
yeah,
So I
that's a
love the
bad
fact
movie.
that's set in 1994, right? Okay, so this just made me laugh. So that movie's set in 1994. The first X-Men's in 2001 or 2000.
Yeah.
Magneto is ancient in that first one, and six
Well,
years,
have
six
you
years fucked
have
him
you
up.
ever played with magnetism? Your hair gets really fucked up.
No, but I mean, because he looks like Michael Fassbender in 1994, and by the
I
time
know.
fucking 2000 comes around, he looks like Ian McKellen.
Yeah, I know. That's really
Which you got to
funny.
admit, that opening scene, great way to open them in the first X Men with the ghetto, the Jewish ghetto with Magneto as a kid.
Oh, it's really good.
Great way to open a movie.
Oh, you mean the Warsaw Ghetto in the Second World War?
Hmm.
Come on, bro. It's you. Come on, be specific. You say the ghetto, and I swear to you that in a second I thought about Wolverine Harlem. I'm not
In the
kidding.
in the ghetto,
In
in
the
the ghetto.
ghetto, in
It's a great
the
song.
ghetto. Sorry. Yeah, it's a
It's
good
great.
song.
It's a great song,
Um,
especially when Cartman
so I'm
covers
not
it.
gonna put it in my list because it don't belong in my list. I
No,
got
it doesn't.
there's another
I'd put the Spider-Man trilogy above that, and the Spider-Man trilogy
yeah,
is not on my list.
and mine neither. Keep going. What else you have in mind?
Let's see what else
Mm.
is on here.
The ocean
Oh, Jurassic
trilogy.
Park. The Ocean Trilogy's
That's
on
my
there too.
number seven. That's my number seven. Jurassic Park.
I think that's my number
Uh,
7.
yeah, Jurassic Park is it's such a good movie, man. Now,
Especially the first
it's
one.
not a good trilogy. Yeah, it's not a good trilogy, but it holds up.
You know what though? The second one's not as bad as people like to give it grief for.
The thing is, we miss Dr. Grant in the second one.
True, but Dr. Malcolm holds it together pretty well, all things
Yeah, but
considered.
the black daughter
Well,
hiding in the trailer.
Well, you know what happens? Sometimes a white man and a black woman get together and they have a child, and sometimes that child
And
is
you know what?
black.
They get divorced, right?
Yeah. Which, by the way,
Uh,
how shitty of a mother for Ian Malcolm to be your legal guardian. Shitty of a mother do you
no,
have to
that's what I
be?
was going to tell you. That's what they got divorced because the kid doesn't look white at all.
Oh, and I apologize if I'm mispronouncing your username. Haleo Liz? Terminator. That's not really a
Hey,
trilogy
Leo.
though. Haleo.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, it is.
It
It
is,
is.
but it became more.
Yeah, but same as Spider-Man or X-Men, man.
I don't know. I think
Because
X-Men's still a
Terminator,
trilogy.
and then the Judgment Day, right? I think it's a trilogy, bro. Sorry, it's
Well, I
not in
think
my list because I love Judgment Day. I don't like the first. I don't like the first
oh,
Terminator. By the way,
Resident Evil.
ooh, who said that?
Uh, Haleo again.
Hey, Leo. So
Haven't seen them.
what's wrong with you, bro? You're losing followers.
I don't like the games. Why would I watch the movie?
Oh, they're not bad at all.
I don't like those kinds of games though. That's me. That's a
Okay, take a deep breath. God loves you. You can play horror games and you don't get scared at night. It's fine.
that's not I don't I find them boring. I don't like first person shooters at all. I get bored with them.
Really?
Yeah, it's not
That's the only
interesting
thing
to
I
me.
like. So let me see. What else? What
Well,
else?
you brought
Thank
up
you for comment.
yeah, you brought up
Mm,
the Oceans trilogy.
I mean, it's not in my list, but it's fun. I mean,
Yeah. Oh,
Ocean's
they're fun.
11
They're
is
fun
fun.
movie. Yeah, they're fun
Ocean
movies.
12 is fun. When we go to Ocean 24, that is just the wives doing it, it's really bad. But I don't even know what number it is. But Ocean 11, 12, and 13 are good. Are good. What else? You know what? Oh, I'm gonna ask you something that could jeopardize our friendship, Jake. Did you watch the Street Fighter movies that I sent you?
Not in their entirety yet.
That could be a good trilogy to consider.
Is yeah?
The first one
You
that I
know?
sent you, actually, they put it together two movies,
Yeah.
and then I
I
sent you
know.
the other one.
Yeah. Um,
So
there
we have
for
number 6 for you and number 10 for me. Anyone that comes to your mind.
oh, we haven't talked about Indiana Jones yet.
I've been whistling that song since the beginning of the show.
You know what? I should have put that above Glass.
Nah, well, dude, I for a reason Indiana just fell to number 10 for me.
No, it's six for me. It should be higher, but I spaced it.
It always happens with this kind of like
Which, to
you
be
know what?
fair, I'm
I'm
gonna.
gonna be honest with you. If right now I made a mistake with Toy Story because Indiana's supposed to be over Toy Story, in my personal thing, if right now I go out and I had a girlfriend and we want to watch a movie, having dinner in her house, right? I'm bringing the food. I will watch this order. First Star Wars, then The Lord of the Rings, Back to the Future, Glass, The Godfather, Batman, Jurassic Park, Matrix, and I will just choose Indiana Jones to Toy Story. But it's a good list. Now you have Back to the Future, great choice. The Lord of the Rings, great choice. Star Wars, great choice. Toy Story number 4, man. That's
I
why
think
you don't have a girlfriend.
Indiana Jones should be number four.
Yeah. Glass, I think Glass is a magnificent movie.
Toy
A
Story should
trilogy.
take
Indiana
Glass's
Jones,
place.
Jurassic Park, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Batman, and The Matrix. And I know you didn't want the Batman there, but it's fun. Now, 6:56, recommendation time.
Alrighty, which actually Haleo already called my recommendation, so I'll start with the movies.
Okay,
Uh,
just name her and give her the credit.
which is actually so I'm gonna say this because I criticized Terminator for this. Technically, Indiana Jones isn't a trilogy anymore, but it was a trilogy for a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and same my recommendation, it's not going to be a trilogy anymore. It's going to be a longer running franchise, but it was a trilogy at one point, and I'm going to say it. The updated Planet of the Apes movies,
How I missed that. I love that.
I purposefully didn't mention it because I wanted it to be my recommendation.
Oh, so you play with me.
Well, no,
Thank
I
you.
didn't realize this.
Like I didn't have enough manipulation in the last years.
Well, you're easily gaslit, sir. There, there are five lights.
Shut up. So great movies. I mean, let's be honest, the first ones that they were released with in the 70s are not bad at all.
No,
They're
they're really not. And you got to give credit where credit's due for the time. It's really good. And like you said, they're still good. A
you know
little
what which
dated,
one we
but they're still good.
miss?
Hmm.
Superman, the old ones.
Yeah, you know what? I never really cared for them. I mean,
Why are
they're
you
not
talking like
horrible.
Mark Wahlberg? Why actually you talking like Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah,
No,
you
you
know
know
what?
what?
You know what? I didn't really care for him. It's just like, yeah, he's Superman. We get it. You can fly.
You can fly, get the fuck out of here. Let's go and work out.
Oh,
Anyway,
by the way,
so
I watched the first episode of Ted on Peacock when I was
did you like it?
I did, yeah. I was actually waiting for WrestleMania to start, which congratulations, American Nightmare Cody Rhodes finally did it. Of course, when I changed my prediction, I'd been clamoring for Cody to win the title at WrestleMania for a year. And then only a few weeks ago, I was like, you know what? No, I think Roman's gonna win it. And then god damn it. So I was like
God
happy.
damn it.
I was happy, but then at the same time I was just like, fuck. Because I did not do well with my predictions for WrestleMania this year. Oh. But anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about Planet of the
We're
Apes.
not. We have a
Uh,
full podcast for that.
yeah, for WrestleMania. Yeah,
You
down the
need a
middle.
podcast for wrestler.
Oh no, there
Bro, you
is.
need a
There
I
is.
know, I know.
It
I
exists.
know.
It's a thing.
I know.
Okay.
I know. That's you in the right?
Yeah, that's me. No, that's
That
me. Sorry.
doesn't look like you.
No, that's
That's
Brian.
you?
No, this is.
That's you?
It's a cartoon, boy. I didn't design
And
it.
bro, does it if you shaved you will look more than the one in the right that looks like Peter
I know.
Griffin.
That's why I don't shave.
Okay. Anyway, Peter, let's keep going.
But
uh,
yeah, so these Planet of the Apes movies are. I was shocked how good they were. And I know there's a part where my friend laughs at it every time when Caesar says no for the first time, but I remember being in the
oh,
theater,
you
it
know
was like,
what? I was gonna mention that part. I love when he goes like, oh.
I know my other co-host laughs every time, and I'm just like, how are you laughing? That's awesome.
Yeah,
It's
this is a
so
really good moment in the movie.
freaking
It's
cool.
as shocking as watching the Statue of Liberty at the end of the first one. It's really shocking.
And then miraculously, I'm not going to say it's better. I'd say the second one's on par because it's different. It's a way different
Yeah.
movie. And then the third one is not, it's definitely the weaker of the three. But it's not bad.
And the
It's
new one is gonna no, actually I like what is the name of the third one? Do you remember?
is that War for the Planet of the Apes?
War. I think so, but I like it. The big gorilla thing is
I
super
like it.
cool.
Like I'm just saying, of the three thus far, it's the weakest one. I'm stoked for the new one though, because they're going. One thing that franchise has done every single time is it's made the next movie vastly different.
And if, even you have James Franco in one of them, I'm really glad that he didn't try to rape the other gorillas. Sorry, couldn't help myself. You know that I know him personally,
Okay, so
but
that leads to it.
he
So,
tried to pinch my bum. My bum. I'm just
hey
kidding. I don't know. So you know
man,
what movie is supposed
he's
to be a trilogy, and I don't know why they didn't do it. If I could change time, I will make Armageddon 1, 2, and 3. I love that movie. I know it wouldn't work.
I
I'm saying
don't
if I could change time.
do we need Armageddon 2?
Oh, sure, like I need Independence Day 3.
We didn't need Independence Day 2.
Actually, it's not bad.
Oh, we didn't talk about Men in Black.
Because come on, dude.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, not because they make it makes that it's good, right? I'm pretty sure that there's several trilogies in other parts of the world that they suck big time. Like the Birdcage, they did the first one, really good movie. More for what it meant to the industry because was the first full funded movie by Netflix that generates millions of dollars in subscription and it still does. Then they do the Birdcage Barcelona, and it's awful, bro.
Oh, Bird Box. Okay, wow.
Bird Box, not Birdcage.
I
Yeah,
I
sorry.
was I was over here like I didn't know they made sequels to the Birdcage.
Yeah, Ugh. It was really Robbie Williams. Ugh, sorry.
You know,
Anyway, so
fun fact though, Bird Box Barcelona was actually the first one I'd seen.
it's
And
really bad though.
I mean it's not
I guess
stellar.
it holds better if it's by itself, but if you watch the other one, it's like even the color correction is bad.
I can yeah, no, the movie did not look particularly good. I thought it was a stylistic choice. And the fact that it stars Mario Casas, the only reason I watched it is because my girlfriend at the time wanted to watch it. And I'm like, oh, fucking Mario Casas.
More than that, bro, I think that the color correction is bad. It looks like a home movie from the 2000s. It's bad. It's bad.
That was done on purpose though, which actually I will shout out. I like to give Mario Casas grief, but he was exceptional in a movie called The Photographer at Mauthausen. It's on Netflix.
I know that the movie, but why you say that they did it on purpose to look bad?
No, they did it on purpose, I believe, to make it look handheld.
No, no, no. But I'm talking about the color correction
I
and
know.
the symmetry of the camera. It's really bad, man.
I mean, for it to be that consistent though, that was a choice. And
Yeah, I don't know.
it's
I don't
not
like it.
not it's not a good one, but that was a
Not a
choice.
good one. Now I got my voice over here telling me battery low. So recommendations.
But yeah, go see the new Planet of the Apes movie. Your movie recommendation.
My movie recommendation. I'm gonna recommend. Oh shit! I didn't thought about this today. I thought about what I was gonna talk. I don't remember. I didn't have a choice of what I wanted to. Let me see. I'm back. Can you hear me?
I can.
Yeah, because I just put the other headphones. Because these ones are they were talking to me a lot, saying battery low, battery low. So my recommendation is gonna be the trilogies that we're done. I remember I thought about that. So my recommendation, instead of being a movie or things like that, I'm gonna give you the trilogies that I think you need to watch just to be my friend. Obviously, if you haven't watched Star Wars, what the hell are you doing, man?
I've
Seriously,
watched Star Wars.
no, 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 not you, but I mean, I'm talking to the audience.
Oh,
If
this
you
is the
haven't seen it,
general.
yeah, if you haven't seen the three movies of Star Wars the originals, is I think that you're losing missing out because as more as you wait, it's gonna be harder for you to believe and get involved in the type of rhythm that it was done in the 70s and 80s. You gotta remember that it was released in 1977. So the pace of the movies were totally different back in the day. So more you take towards the movie, harder it will be for you to get involved. Because I know people that watch Star Wars and they go like, "Oh, it's not that good." No, because in your brain you have a different reference now. So stop lacking out. Star Wars is my recommendation. I'm gonna take, please, if you like mystery, if you like a good script, if you got the good acting, my recommendation is the trilogy of Mr. Glass. And if you want to have fun, going on a date or something, Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park is the thing.
Yes, nothing says sweet romance like a Tyrannosaurus Rex chomping down on a
You
guy on
would
his shitter.
you'll be surprised. And I never watch it on a date, but I don't know what I'm doing. So what about you? What is your recommendation of trilogies?
For television,
Well, you go ahead. Go ahead. Your second recommendation.
well, because I already gave my movie recommendation. So my television recommendation, and I've known about
Actually,
it,
you didn't
obviously.
give it. Somebody in the audience say it for you.
I already had it selected. I had it written down in my list.
Yeah, yes, yes, yes. Okay,
So, but
keep going.
anyway, my television recommendation, which is a trilogy. Yeah, it took me a while to come up with this one. The Imagination Land trilogy from South Park. The
Mm,
three
mm,
episodes. Oh man, it's too freaking funny.
mm. This is amazing.
Like, and because I'm doing my rewatch of South Park, which I've never watched the series, like binged it. So I've gotten to the first episode of the Imagination Land, and I'm as somebody who fucking I love Butters as a character so much. Well, you could probably tell because I mean, I'm a be
that's a
awful
good
man.
recommendation. There's a new cartoon coming next year in Hulu. that is going to be an animated show called The Unforgettable Note. Just keep in touch on that, because it's a really good animation. It just popped to my mind right now. Sorry. South Park is a great recommendation. What about music today? You have what you have next?
Yeah, I have music, but you need to come up with your TV one.
Oh, come on! The first season of How I Met Your Mother.
There's got to
I
be a
don't know.
trilogy in there somewhere.
I know. Gotta be a trilogy that I'm thinking. Keep going. Meanwhile, I think about a trilogy in TV. I don't. I got a recommendation for TV either so, because we put the rules in this fucking podcast because we designed it, right?
Right,
The
right.
new documentary about the Patriots in Apple TV is so well written that it make them feel like a TV show in the narration. So you get involved like you're watching a TV series, not a documentary. So it's 10 episodes about how since Tom Brady starts, after the other quarterback, I'm not a fan of the Patriots, hurts himself, right? I mean, not hurt himself, get injured, and the way of and it's amazing. You know that he played with the Patriots for 20 years?
Right, when you're good, you don't get traded
No, no, no. Forget about that. You don't get injured. He retired at 42, man.
because he's a robot. He's not human.
First of all, he's perfect, like he's mentioned in TED 2. Remember?
Tom Brady could do that.
So, yeah. So I recommend that you people go and watch the documentary of the Patriots in Apple TV, where we can watch your recommendation.
South Park is currently streaming on Max. I can't remember if the series. I know that the specials are on Paramount
When you
Plus.
gonna give me your password of Max? When? You've been promising that for decades.
I didn't know I have been promising it for decades. Just shoot me a message, buddy. You know you can use it.
I know. Yeah, I told you to use my Peacock. Well, that sounds really fancy.
I have my own because I
Okay,
wrestling.
I gotta talk about something before, because now I have batteries. I don't care. Um, what happened with the rights of the Law and Order on Peacock?
I don't know.
I Google it. Nobody's give me an answer. I look after it, but they stop in the fourth episode of the last season, and it's annoying because I used to sit down Thursday night and watch Olivia Benson. The next day, the criminal, right? The organized crime, and Saturday the one. And it's my time. I don't know who's running. Well, actually, I know who's running Peacock, but I don't think I'm gonna send him an email to the president of Peacock that we talked twice in our lives just to tell him, hey, buddy, what happened with Olivia Benson? You know what? I might do it because I haven't found the reason why. They say that it might be right losing, but I mean, our generation doesn't know how to watch things on TV. Do you know how to? I don't know how to.
What do you mean watch things on TV?
Like I just do streaming for everything.
Oh
Like
no,
I
I
don't know
can
if I
still.
got. Yeah, I don't even know.
Oh
I
geez,
haven't had
Austin Powers. Somebody in the
Austin
comments.
Powers are really bad. Who said that?
That's Hey Leo again.
Austin Powers is really bad.
Which by the way,
Sorry.
I'm not gonna make you sell this. Do you know who this person is, or is this a new viewer?
Yeah,
Okay, I thought
it's
so.
yeah, but Austin Powers is a good one if you want to have fun. But I never liked Michael Myers as much. I like him in Wayne's World. That's how Wayne's World is gonna be.
It is.
Wayne's World is gonna be a trilogy soon. So, music. What do you have for music?
I'm just gonna recommend Leo again. His covers are incredible. Basically, if somebody's done a metal cover of a song, he's probably done it. He's done quite a few very good ones. The only one I didn't really like was his metal cover of Ice Ice Baby, which I just don't think you can do it.
Challenge accept.
Dude, if you can.
No, actually, I was working in I forget what is the name of the song from the 8 Mile from Eminem.
Lose yourself.
Lose yourself. But you know what the problem is? I don't know how to hip hop. So actually, I don't have that kind of flow. I'm good singing. So I started doing it. And it was sounding really good, to be honest, because it was like, like really powerful.
But then when I start singing, I do a lot of for the album. I do a lot of like demos. When I sing in the top, some of them they don't. And I thought if I got a good hip hop artist, right, can rock it, I can sing the chorus. But then I go like, I really don't want to trust strangers anymore. We've been in that path. We've been in that road.
What about Meg Starr?
I thought about Meg Star, but I don't know if she would like to do a cover.
I think you should ask her because I think she could do it.
Yes, probably will send it to you how it sounds. You'll see. I need
I think I
a
can.
man voice.
I think I can imagine. I'm just saying, if you are wanting to explore that option and she was down, I think that could be some really cool shit. But
Mom, spaghetti. Yeah, I don't have the flow to hip hop, man. I don't. I just don't.
well, it's a different it's a different thing.
No, yeah. I mean, I started doing the cover of "You Got It All," but Fate No More, and again, no. I just it doesn't flow with me.
Which actually, I take that back. I have heard a metal cover of Ice Ice Baby. I cannot. I can't. I've tried to find it for years. I can't remember who did it, but it was actually Ice Ice Baby. It was good.
I can hear it.
It's just super hard. I liked it because I think my problem with Leo's cover is it's basically just taking the original Ice Ice Baby and adding guitar to it.
That's something that Leo does. He just doesn't change the rhythmics. He just play it in that genre. But
Yeah.
that's his channel, and that's what he got more than 2 million.
Yeah, and that's like I said,
followers.
like it's a minor gripe. It just doesn't work for me, but it obviously works for a lot of people. So go nuts. Like, hey,
I
no
mean,
hate.
it's a good channel. Music, music. I'm just gonna tell them to go and listen to again and forever. But I'm gonna tell somebody. Thank you, bro. Johnny Nasty Boots, the guy that called me in the middle. His band name is Johnny Nasty Boots. Follow them; they're really good. They're having this 70s, beginning of the 80s groove without being glam.
Oh, I like
They're
it.
like really cool, man. I really like them. So yeah, that's good. Oh my
Sorry,
God, are
I'm,
you
I'm
tired?
tired. A little bit.
Well, it's late where you are. You're in
That's-
Bangladesh today?
Actually,
Oh
it
no,
would be
you're
early.
loving. Yeah, well, I don't know. Why you need to correct me everything? I can't do this anymore. Sorry, I'm just
sorry.
kidding.
I'm
As
sorry.
you notice, I've been in an amazing mood today. The last 6 days, I've been in an amazing mood. So thank you too for everyone around. Right. So what is the next
Bring it in.
recommendation?
Bring it in.
Oh, bring it in. Yeah, I wasn't talking about you, fuck. Get away.
Well, fine. Fuck you too. So my
Hey, what's
my-
your language? Like Captain
Hey,
America
hey,
will say,
come on.
language.
You know what's not the words, it's the inflection. Fuck you, buddy. So my weird recommendation is not a trilogy yet, but it will be. Book number 2 is currently being written. Book 1 is available now, and I'm going to be interviewing the author on the Arte podcast in May. Debbie
Ooh,
Lynn.
really?
Yep. Self-published. And so I don't mean this disparagingly, and she knows this, so I'm not like saying anything. So Debbie is actually from my hometown, which if you know my hometown, you know how surprising that is that anyone successful came from there. So my mother is actually the one that turned me on to this book because she's
Your mother
collaborating
turned you on? You just say
to,
my mother turned me on?
to the book. You sick
Oh,
fuck.
sorry.
So, but she's actually collaborating with bring it in. Yeah. My mother is collaborating with Candles to go along with the book tour of this book. So look up the schedule. It is available for purchase on Amazon. I actually highly recommend because, like I said, it's
What
self-published.
is about?
So the concept of this book actually. So let me finish my main point, and then I'll go into a bit of a synopsis, which I'll actually just read the back because I'm terrible at describing things. So when I was recommended this book, I thought to myself, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll check it out, but it's probably and it's self-published too, so it's probably not going to be that good. I'm shocked that someone from my hometown wrote this.
Oh,
I mean, it's legitimately good, and I legitimately want to read more. I legitimately want to know what happens. The world building's quite good. I'm weird about books set in Indianapolis, though, which I imagine because, like, I know the guys on Spur of the Moment have mentioned this because they're in Vancouver. Sorry, guys, I just doxed you. And they talk about how sometimes, like, if a movie's filmed in Vancouver, they see buildings that they know or landmarks that they know, and they say it's kind of weird. It's even weirder for Indianapolis because this is not a city that's.
So are you saying that the people in your hometown are not capable to write a book because they don't travel?
Bro, the people in my
Extra.
bro,
Jake don't believe in the people of his town. Sorry.
no, dude, the people in my hometown aren't capable of reading a book, much less writing one. Bro, the high school of my hometown, not the high school I went to, but the high school of my hometown was on Oprah for the largest failure rate in the country. We're not known for academia. But anyway.
Okay. Anyway.
So, Tori James awakes from a 4-year coma to discover the impossible has happened. The veil between her world and the other realm has faded, leaving magic flowing freely through the everyday lives of normal citizens. Some are unaffected, but others find innate powers awakened by the unveiling. Tori is one of the latter group, a magician, and must come to terms with the many changes that have occurred. The life she lived in her head for the last 4 years was a lie. Her pre-coma boyfriend is marrying her sister, and oh yeah, she can move stuff, stop time, and generally wreak havoc with her mind. The combination of her experience in classical languages and her new powers make her perfect for a team of evildoers and blackmailed regular Joes, and she must learn to control her magic and to help raise a demigoddess, all while trying to fight the plan from the inside.
Okay.
And I'm actually shocked at how good. I'm not finished with it yet. I got to finish it by May when I emailed Debbie before her book tour this summer.
So I got a question for you. 2 questions.
Mhm.
Why the hell is not in our podcast? Because I want to win the podcast of the year again. Now it feels to work.
So she's going to be. I'm getting her foot in the door. I'm getting her foot in the door. But she knows there are multiple podcasts, and I mentioned that Arate and Toon Talk at the very least would love to have her on, but I'm being selfish.
I'm pointing at you.
Yeah. But yeah, and like I
No,
said,
that's pretty cool. I mean, sounds really cool. It's like, first of all, congratulations to her, because doing a book and finish it and publish it, and it's a big task. It sounds easy, but it's not.
Yeah, this is also going to be a series. And what's interesting, so this is a bit of a suspicion of mine. I don't think it is unlikely that this book series will be picked up. It's very new because, for example, it's self-published, so I think these are made to order because, for example, mine in the very back says made in USA. You can't read it, but it says made in USA. 16
so
February.
you're saying that I can read because I'm Latino?
No, listen, that's not the important part. The important part is my book is dated 16th of February 2024, which is around the time I bought it. So, and I have a sneaking suspicion that this book series is eventually going to get picked up by a major publisher, but I suspect they are going to make changes. One of the changes I think is they're going to change the setting because, like I said, Indianapolis is not a.
You never know, bro.
You never know, but here's my point though. Even if that's not the change, I think this will go through an editing part. So if you get yours now, you can have the original print.
Yeah.
So get your original self-published print. And like I said, all the money's going to Debbie. So help out a self-published author. And it's a legitimately good book. I'll put it to this way. My mom finished it and she called her and said, okay, when's the second one coming out?
Nice.
Because I need to know what happens.
So the important question is, are you going to start dating her?
No, I believe she's married. But...
Oh, so you're dating that threesome thing?
What?
A couple thing?
No.
Nothing. I'm
not
come on,
into guys.
you're boring today.
What? I'm not into guys.
Since when? You don't love me anymore?
Not like that, man. It's a platonic. You're my platonic life mate.
I know, I'm just kidding. I'm just too playful because I'm getting messages in the comments and the text, and it's nice.
But yes, check out Revival.
Anyway,
Revival book
I
1.
can hear you.
You can't hear me?
I don't know what happened. I'm being serious. I can hear you.
That's weird because I started hearing myself.
I'm not kidding.
Huh.
I can hear you. You're on mute?
No. Can you hear me now?
I changed. I took the headphones. You disappeared. Your signal is gone. Ask the audience if can somebody hear him or hear me?
Can
Because I was like,
anybody out
we were
there
fine.
hear
I can hear
me?
you.
Can you see
Can
me?
you hear me?
I don't know why I'm talking.
Okay, now I can hear you.
Okay, you can now?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Oh, apparently they heard us both, so I don't know.
Okay.
But yes, get your Revival Book 1 of the Unveiled series, and look out for the book tour with the commemorative candles that'll be available on steviewicks.com soon. Actually, they should
Nice.
probably already be available. I just haven't put them up yet. They'll be
Cool.
there.
I got a reading recommendation. The comic book from Darth Vader.
Ooh.
Have you read it? It's really good. It's
I've read
exactly
part of
starts
it. Yeah.
in the moment where he became Darth Vader after just Padme died. Is where it starts and explain all the pain that is carried by the suit. How the suit actually make him feel pain.
Hmm.
So he gets angry all the time, and the dark side of the force is with him all the time. That's something that Palpatine planned.
That actually makes sense though, because when you have an apparatus like that, I would imagine it'd be constantly painful. It's
No,
to
but
some degree.
beside they have spikes in the boots to like
Mm.
literally. I'm not talking about something nice or or hidden. No, no, no. Like his boots have spikes and like nails to make him feel angry all the time. Imagine that. It's like, I mean, poor Anakin. He been through a lot. Poor boy. He lost his wife, the love of his life. If that happened to me, I'll be worse than Darth Vader. He lost his kids in his mind, remember? He lost his family.
Well,
His
he lost.
so foundation lost his foundation. He found everything. I mean, you know that I like Anakin 10,000 billions more than this that look, but let's not go to that. It's been a pleasure, my dear friend. It's always been a pleasure. Uh anything that was good. It was good. It was good. We're getting there in rhythm because I know we gotta keep it in 2 hours, but we went 2 hours and 21.
Yeah,
It's
two-ish
good.
hours is fine.
I know, but we start late, so probably we're like in 2 hours and 2 minutes.
A little bit longer than that, but yeah, it doesn't matter.
I know. Thank you, Jake. See you
Thank you,
next
my friend.
week.
Yep.
And are you ready? Let's roll. Peace out.
Peace out.